sitter rather than just missing a really easy shot? Or why on earth defenders are said to park the bus? Let's break down some of our favourite football cliches. First, let's talk hat-tricks. The term comes from cricket back in the 1800s. Any bowler who managed to get 3 successive wickets used to be rewarded with a hat from their club. Next up, if you see a skillful tackle, an athletic save or a 40-yard screamer, you might say these things are out the top drawer. That's because back in Victorian times, if you had wealth, valuable stuff, you kept it in the top drawer of your dresser, so loaded families became known as top drawer. Remember the last time your team left you feeling as sick as a parrot? The image of the sick bird is thought to come from a classic British comedy moment, Monty Python's Dead Parrot sketch, but the phrase was first used in football by Liverpool defender Phil Thompson. He supposedly said it after Liverpool lost to Nottingham Forest in the 1978 League Cup final. Forest won thanks to a controversial penalty given away by a Thompson foul, even though it was actually outside the box. Poor guy said he felt sick as a parrot afterwards. Is there anything more embarrassing than a nutmeg in football? Weird name, but it's actually related to the trading of nutmeg, the spice. It was so expensive back in the day that corrupt exporters used to try and mix in a bit of wood in with the nutmeg to cut their costs. The term soon became slang. If you were nutmegged, it was because the person you were buying off had pulled a fast one on you. Jose Mourinho brought a lot of things to English football, and seems like one of those was the phrase park the bus. He used it after his Chelsea side had been held to a goalless draw by Spurs in 2004. Tottenham had been extremely defensive, not trying to score, but making sure Chelsea couldn't either. Mourinho actually said, "They brought the bus and left the bus in front of the goal," as we say in my country. Finally, another phrase that actually comes from cricket. Footballers are said to have missed a sitter if they miss an easy chance. In the late 19th century, it was used in cricket to describe a moment when a fielder failed to take a catch which was so easy they should have been able to catch it sitting down. So there you have it, some of your favourite footballing cliches. And if you think this video is all over, well, it is now.
A very good evening and welcome to talkSPORT Goals, where we are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and also coming to you as well on your smart TVs for what is going to be a busy and exciting evening of Champions League football. We got 9 games to look forward to this evening in the Champions League. We're also going to be keeping you across all of the games as well in the Championship. Really, though, all eyes this evening very much going to be on Liverpool Football Club and in particular Trent Alexander-Arnold. Once the scouser in the team for Liverpool, the boyhood Liverpool player that came, won everything, of course, now at Real Madrid. What sort of reception will he get this evening is going to be an interesting one. Other big games this evening include Bayern Munich, PSG, Spurs in action as well. I'm your host, Sam Ellard, with you until around 10:15 this evening, guiding you through what should be a belter of an evening of Champions League football. Delighted to say to my left-hand side, there's only one man to call for a game of this magnitude. Ryan Bromelo is here, as is Abby Summers, and making his first talkSPORT Goals appearance of the season, it is Lee Davey. Hi, guys. How are we?
All good, mate.
Great.
Very good.
Good to be here.
Good stuff. Team news to come shortly. First, Ryan, it's Liverpool, it's Real Madrid. How are you feeling?
Fairly nervous, mate. To be quite honest, it's a mega game, and it's got mega recent history as well. Obviously, we played them in 3 Champions League finals, so and we've not come out in the greatest scrapes in recent years. And that win against them last year was our first in the last 9. So tough. To be honest, I think the Villa game was a great sign of that we've started to show that we're knitting together, and we're going back to some of the things that we were doing well last year, but we're not out the woods yet, and I think this will be a massive test of that.
Liverpool versus Real Madrid is an 8 o'clock kickoff. The Liverpool team, one change from the team that beat Aston Villa. Florian Wirtz comes in on the left-hand side for Cody Gakpo. So it's Wirtz, Ekitike, Salah that lead the line. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, the midfield 3. Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, the back 4. Mamardashvili in goal for Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not in the starting 11. He is on the bench. His Real Madrid team that does include the likes of Vinicius Junior, Bellingham and Mbappe. There's 2 games ongoing right now in the Champions League, one involving an English team. Arsenal are looking to go 4 wins from 4. They're currently 2-0 up away at Slavia Prague. Saka scoring a 32nd minute penalty. Then Mikel Merino with a really good goal early in the second half. Arsenal won their first 3 Champions League matches this season without conceding a goal. One of just 2 sides to do this, along with Inter Milan. Arsenal 2 up. The other early game this evening is Napoli versus Frankfurt. That is goalless. Other games at 8 o'clock. Atletico Madrid at home to Union Saint-Gilles. Atletico Madrid just 3 points from their first 3 games. We've got Bodo Glimt, Monaco. Both those sides looking for their first victory. Juventus, one team that are struggling early on, looking for their first victory of this campaign against a Sporting team that have 2 wins from 3. Liverpool, Madrid, a game that we spoke about. Olympiacos, PSV. PSG, Bayern Munich should be an absolute belter. Both sides with 100% record. We'll get Lee's take on that shortly. And Abby, Spurs in action as well. Spurs unbeaten in this season's Champions League. And Abby's thoughts on we'll start quite a busy couple of days for Spurs, isn't it, on the back of that Chelsea game, and we'll get your take, Abby, in particular on sort of the Spence and Van der Ven snub, should we say, of Thomas Frank. There's also 8 games as well tonight in the Championship, including the top 2. Coventry and Middlesbrough are in action. Abby, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It looks like we're expecting he's going to get a pretty hostile welcome back to Anfield this evening. Interested for your thoughts as a non-Liverpool fan. What reception do you think Trent should get?
Well, I've been told over the last 6 months or so that if you're not a Liverpool fan, you're not really allowed to have an opinion on it, which I don't think is fair. I don't think it's right. I know that Liverpool fans have this thing where
you have an opinion.
I do have an opinion, obviously.
You're entitled to it.
But it's just I've been told a lot by Liverpool fans, you shouldn't have an opinion on it. You don't support Liverpool. No, because that's just not how football works.
No, that'd be quite boring.
It would be very, and Liverpool fans love to have opinions on things as well. I think the treatment of Trent has been absolutely crazy. I really do. This is a player that has given absolutely everything to Liverpool Football Club, has won everything at Liverpool Football Club. If this was a different situation, also I'm sat between 2 Liverpool fans here, right?
Yeah.
Please do correct me I know that you'll definitely feel a different type of way. You might not. You might edge more with me. I don't know. But I feel like if this was a situation where he had never won anything, he'd never won anything with Liverpool, and it could be like a Harry Kane situation where he ultimately had to go to, progress, fulfill his dreams and win something because he deserved to win something. Maybe I could understand the hatred that he gets, but I don't get it. This guy gave everything to Liverpool, won everything with Liverpool, and I just think that the behaviour of some Liverpool fans towards him, vandalising certain things, vandalising memorials and random things like that. Why are you doing that? This is honestly ridiculous. He gave everything. If he wants to have a personal aspiration where he's completed the job at his boyhood club and he wants to go and have a new challenge, play for another massive club. I know that Liverpool fans view Madrid as a rival, and I get that they are a rival in terms of a Champions League setting, but you're not in the same league. It's not like he's gone to Manchester United or something like that, or Everton. He's gone to another country. Can we just accept the fact he's gone to another country and you lot hate him?
Ryan, over to you. Can I ask you one question before you give your opinion on the welcome he's going to get? What did you make on the mural being vandalised?
I would never condone that. Obviously, okay. I think
the intent, though.
It's just daft. That I don't know what purpose that serves, to be honest with you. I sort of see the point in booing tonight because, you want to make Anfield hostile. And, if you think about the psychological edge that, Liverpool can bring to that game, if Trent was to play, I don't see why you would want to make that environment particularly comfortable for him, to be honest with you. And if you think about Real Madrid in general, are the kings of psychology. So, let's not pretend here that Real Madrid wouldn't be trying to gain as many edges as they can do as well as they have done in the media in general in the lead up to the game. So, I mean, the general feeling that I've got on the Trent situation is that he left on a free, which will go down poorly for Liverpool supporters, and I don't think that's unfair given that he is a generational talent. I think there's a feeling that his head was in Madrid for most of last season. You've seen that in some of his performances. He was really underwhelming. Actually, I looked at the United game. That seemed to be the massive flare point there. And the fact that he was learning, and I know this is an easy one for people to come back at me on, but the fact he was learning Spanish in November again, sort of points to that he's sort of his head was in Spain. And you say, Abby, that they're not rivals, but we were in a Champions League final with them
twice.
Twice.
I said you are rivals on a European stage, but this is not his. Like he's gone to Manchester United.
I think the value in that, so by saying it's a European stage, is irrelevant because ultimately there is a history there. There's a rivalry there, and if he joined Chelsea or Manchester United in the same way that we talked about Gerrard in that space and in that zone, then there would be a disgruntlement, there would be a frustration, there would be a. Can I ask you a question?
Is it the fact that
your chair is broken, by the way, so I already feel like a little boy.
Is it?
Because you're 2 yards higher.
We can swap if you want.
Anyway.
Is it the fact that he went on a free? Because I don't think this is necessarily on Trent. Like, this is a question, and I remember saying at the time, this is on your board. The fact that you had 3 players at the time that were out of contract.
Is it on our board?
Van Dijk obviously signed an extension, so did Salah.
He signed a 4-year contract, didn't he? So you can't say it's on our board. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. It's his decision.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have really got to a point where it was left in that situation where he was then out of contract and going on a free.
That you could look at Klopp's departure came at an unfortunate time in that situation. We were bringing in a new coach. How can you convince someone that you're going to build a dynasty?
And my guess also would have been that I think Trent, in the back of his mind, would have had this in his mind and would have known that this was going to be an option for him.
Sure, but
as he kind of came towards the end of his.
That's fine.
He
didn't
just fall in his lap.
It's a very bold move. It's quite a bold
move. For him
move.
to want to have a new challenge, I don't think it's that bold.
No,
I was going to compare it
to what is a European rival, and there's a lot of recent history there, So, and I think if you look at I suppose the cautionary tales, look at Michael Owen, look at Steve McManaman. None of those players are seen as in a particularly positive light by Liverpool supporters. So I don't think Trent is naive. He would have known Michael Owen didn't get a particularly good reception.
Is there any part of you
exacerbated by him going to United, of course, but he would have known that him being at Real Madrid, it diminished his legacy somewhat by going out there. So,
is there any part of you, and I'll ask you this here in the studio, I probably wouldn't ask you this if we were inside Anfield this evening, that's upset by what's going to happen this evening? Because there's part of me, as a Liverpool fan, that we don't have to like it, and we don't have to sit there and want to cheer Trent on and want him to win stuff with Real Madrid. There's a part of me that's going to upset me this evening when a local lad that's been at the football club, for years and years, has played hundreds of times, has won everything, is going to get booed tonight. I think it's a real shame that we had one of our own, the Scouts are in the team, etc., etc. And it's going to upset me that, his own people, Scousers, are going to boo a Liverpool player this evening. I'm not saying it's wrong, by the way, but the fact that it's happening after all he's won, all he's been with the football clubs, the highs, the lows, I think it's a shame it's got to this point.
Yeah, I think so. And it'd be interesting to see how much that actually bothers him, to be honest, because, his general demeanour, he doesn't seem particularly unfazed by the situation.
Would you boo him tonight? If you were in Anfield right now tonight and he came on, would you boo?
Probably as part of a collective, yeah. But again, I think the broader. No, but I think the broader point is, you can take the boom with a pinch of salt. Liverpool booed Luis Suarez, one of the greatest to pull on the Liverpool shirt in the last, decade.
My lifetime.
In my lifetime as well. Because ultimately you want to unsettle a player. It's the same. It's the equivalent of Lionel Messi playing at Anfield and Robertson going in 3 minutes in and sending him a welcome to the game. I mean, I don't see why that would not be
I get that part, but
a thought in your mind.
It's all the other things. It's all the other things that are towards him, the vandalism and things like that, and all the stuff that was happening towards the end of last season as well. It's not just about a player coming back.
The vandalism is a minority. The vandalism's a minority.
But it's not. Okay, the people that are doing it might be the minority, but the general consensus and the feeling around when people talk about Trent. I know people that won't even refer to him as Trent. They just call him 66, which is
he calls
crazy.
Himself Trent now, to be fair, on the back of his shirt.
I've seen worse words.
Yeah, there has definitely been worse words. I was going to just talk to you about the monetary thing and, where you disagree with me on the financial situation and put it more on Trent. Well, I think it's a board thing. And one thing I never really do is praise Daniel Levy. Obviously, he's no longer there. But one thing I will praise him for is that when Harry Kane had 2 years left on his contract, or 1 year left on his contract, sorry, if you're going to try and get any money for your best asset, he went and got, again, it wasn't really worth what Harry Kane is because he was priceless to Spurs. Yeah. But at least he got something. And that comes down to the board. It's very, very rare that I would ever commend him. But that's on the board that you didn't get any money for. It's not Trent's responsibility. Trent doesn't owe you anything. Yeah, Trent's given everything to the club.
Technically, that's a bit of a moot point because the hierarchy...
It's not, because you said it's his fault that he went on free.
Let me explain why I think it's a moot point. That the hierarchy at the time was changed. I mean, Michael Edwards came...
There was a lot of coming and going between sporting directors, footballing
They forgot
director.
he was out of
I'm not
contract.
saying he's forgotten,
Salah
but
was out of
No,
contract.
the
and Van Dijk
director-
was out
yeah,
of
but those two
Football
signed.
was
Trent didn't.
different.
Trent
He
didn't
was
have to.
temporary. The director of
That's the
football
problem, right?
came in for 3-4 months, so he was temporary. You know, the person who bought Soboslai and McAllister and Endo and Gravenberch, they were all temporary. You know, in terms of the person who came in and did that. So, you know, I think it's difficult to be able to judge a football club's management when they were ultimately going through a stage of transition behind the scenes, and we all know the challenges that brings in any company, in any organisation. It's going to take time to settle, as we've seen on the this year.
I just have one final question. This is for everyone. So on a Trent thing, if he's obviously wanted to have a new challenge, he's learnt Spanish. It's probably it's a problem to be bilingual. Like he wants to go and have another. He wants to go and have another opportunity to win things in another
halfway
country.
through the season.
Hang on, I'm going to ask you a question, everyone. So if you've completed everything at your current job that you wanted to achieve, and you feel a lot of loyalty, for example, to talkSPORT, if you achieved everything that you wanted to achieve and you decided you wanted to go and have a fresh challenge somewhere else, as you as an individual, would you not do that? Because you would only want to be loyal to one person. Is that not about evolving and having different aspirations?
But is it the way that
And
you do it?
achieving other things?
But that's not the question, is it? It's not
If
saying
he went for money, would it have been better?
It's the way that you
More
do
palatable?
it. I mean, I don't know which brands we can mention here, but if Sam decided, let's take Sam Ellard as a great example. If he decided to join a rival brand and he did it in a particular, way that
There have been inquiries, by the way.
there's been lots of inquiries, mate. You know, Jamie Hutchinson's constantly batting off the interest. You know, if there was,
Why do you think you send me for the first time 2 months worth of dates in advance? You know, it's just to get me locked in. You know, Arsenal scored a third goal, by the way. So they cut across you. Who needs Victor Gyökeres when you got Mikel Merino? Mikel Merino scored his second of the evening. Arsenal, as things stand, top of the Champions League group. Long ball into the box, wasn't it? And Mikel Merino got his head to it first and headed into the back of the net. He's on a hat trick. Back to you, Ryan, talking about me being headhunted by another company.
I'm just putting positive vibes out there, mate.
It's working, mate. This
Sam
is
got
positive.
headhunted by another company, another broadcaster that, for example, was in America, which was just a rival broadcaster.
At least I wouldn't have to learn the language, would I?
You wouldn't have to learn the language.
That'd
but
be
if
good.
he decided he wanted to go, I don't really think there can be.
Okay, but Ryan,
if
can
he
you then?
achieved everything he wanted to achieve?
But the answer would be, and you can talk this better as being a Scouser and being from that city. Liverpool fans, Scousers would say that when you come from here, there is nothing. You know, you don't leave. It's Liverpool. It's Scouts. We stick together.
Yeah, it's quite tribalistic, just in its very nature. And look, the city's got a history for why it is tribalistic. By the way, you know, you can date that back to the Conservative government and the response of how Liverpool was treated at that time, and you can also look at Hillsborough as well and the feeling of injustice that sits around that. So, you know, again, there are genuine, significant reasons why Liverpool is a force and a unit, and anyone and the feeling that if anyone leaves that and goes to what we would deem a rival club, I can see why. I can understand from being there why that sentiment is the way it is. I agree with you, Abby. You know, it doesn't need to be taken out of proportion in the way that it has done. You know, the pantomime of it isn't that particularly bad because, yeah, let's not forget here, he's a world-class footballer. He's gone to, you know, one of the best clubs in the world and he's earning a fortune. So, you know, in terms of how he's dealing with that, he's got a lot of things that, you know, he can rest upon. But I think ultimately, you know, I think the Jota situation really should put things into perspective, and I think it actually did over the course of the couple of weeks that after he passed away. There was a little bit of I suppose, a feeling that, you know, recognising what had happened at the club, and Trent got a little bit of grace, but it's just. Sadly, there's a reality of short memories as well, in the same way that has been with the Liverpool squad this year. I don't think they've been given much grace for the situation that they've gone through, and that might get little sympathy, but it's the reality of the situation.
I agree with you.
Lee, I'll come to you the last word on this. You're a big PSG fan, very, very passionate. I'm trying to think of a similar situation. I mean, you know, Kylian Mbappe, obviously, you know, I know he didn't come through at PSG, did he? Obviously came through at Monaco, but I mean, was there the same sort of, you know, hatred for him when he decided to leave PSG to go to Real Madrid?
Definitely not hatred, no. But the setup with the fans is very different. You can smooth over the ultras and have certain relationships with the ultras. What many people don't know is the day that Kylian announced that he was going to Real Madrid, he'd already planned and set up a barbecue with the club's ultras just to smooth things over in the stand where the ultras actually are housed. So, yeah, you know, it's about smart planning and doing things the right way to keep things cool. Remember, he's from Paris. He came through the ranks at Monaco, though. PSG paid 180 million euros to sign him, and he left for free. and didn't win half of what Trent won. Are there still some people that are a little bit bitter about it? Yes, there's some people that are celebrating the fact that they won the Champions League without him and he still doesn't have one. There's a little bit of bitterness with some supporters. But again, a little bit like what Abby said, when it comes down to the board, PSG's board are absolutely culpable for the mess that they left. And giving that guy so much power, Kylian Mbappe, I should say, so much power, so much money, and allowed him to leave on a free. The buck stops with them ultimately, and that's where the blame lies. But look, he's gone to Real Madrid, and that's where he wants to be. That was always his dream. But certainly, he's not going to have any murals like vandalised or anything like that in Paris. I think they still appreciate what he did for the city. So it's a very different feel in Paris than it is in Liverpool.
And Trent was on track to be captain, by the way. Let's not forget. He was vice-captain of the club. So there was a feeling of, well, thanks, but no thanks.
Do you think
it must have been some barbecue league, I tell you that.
It was, yes, it was. Can I just ask very quickly, do you think that some of it as well is because Liverpool don't see themselves below Madrid? You look at Paris Saint-Germain, won one Champions League, relatively young club, formed in 1970. Yes, there's a massive difference between Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid, who've won 15 Champions Leagues. Do you think that Liverpool actually don't see anybody above them? So when you've got McManaman and Owen, as you spoke about earlier, and there's still a little bit of resentment towards them, particularly Owen, and now Trent, it's almost kind of like, you're cherry picking our youth players coming through. They're leaving and they're going to you on a free transfer. But why are they going to you? We're Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, well, it's a feeling in general. When anyone goes on a free to Real Madrid, that's a frustrating one, given that the club, the size of the club, they could command and, they could create an interest for anybody. I think, there's an element of that. And definitely in recent times, let's not forget, Liverpool have had some of the, given the wave of success that they've had in recent years under Klopp and under Slot recently, in some of their best nights. If you think of then some of the worst nights, they were against Real Madrid. So there's
the two worst nights under Klopp were in the two finals.
The Champions League finals. So, and then you've got the Ramos and the Salah. So there's all of that that's baked into what then is the guttural feeling that comes from his decision. But as I said, it shouldn't be taken to the extreme. But the pantomime of it, it is in many ways just a pantomime ultimately, and that's what the booing will be.
If Curtis Jones decided one day he wanted to go to Real Madrid, very hypothetical, would you feel the same way towards Curtis Jones?
Depends how he leaves. If
he did a better goodbye that lived up more than Trent's.
Well, we'd have to draft that, Abby, wouldn't we?
We'd have
to draft it. We'd have a barbecue with the ultras.
Okay.
That's what we should do, all the Scouts ultras.
I don't think he's going
to invite you along as well.
Yeah.
I think that one's safe.
Right, we are off to a very serious start to the show, aren't we? Here on talkSPORT Goals, but we like it. One thing for certain, though. Say again.
It's like question time.
Oh,
I felt like I was the MP of West Derby.
I'm
grilled by the three.
You know what? I'm really sorry for asking you a question about Liverpool and talkSPORT Goals. I mean, seriously, how weird is that to ask you about that guy that everyone's talking about? Hey, anyway, it is talkSPORT Goals. One thing for certain, it's certainly going to add to what is going to be, I'm sure, a loud night, an electric night at Anfield. 8 o'clock start for that. Arsenal are 3 up away at Slavia Prague. They are set to go to the top of the Champions League table above Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Played 4-1-4, scoring 11. Haven't conceded a goal this season in the Champions League. The other game in the early kickoff is still Napoli 0, Frankfurt 0. We'll take a quick break then, shall we? On talkSPORT Goals. Then when we come back, don't worry, Ryan, you'll be out of the MP chair. Abby Summers is going to slide in for a bit of Spurs chat. Then Lee's going to slide in for a little bit of PSG chat. All ahead of 8 o'clock kickoffs on talkSPORT Goals, and we're with our very good friends at William Hill. Yeah, very good evening. This is talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions absolutely apply. The William Hill epic boost for the Liverpool game this evening is Mo Salah to score or assist. It was 8-13, now it's 5-4. Max bet is £10, 18 plus, gambleaware dogs. The epic boost Liverpool game, Mo Salah to score or assist. If you fancy some of that, it is talkSPORT Goals live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. I'm Sam Ellard alongside Abby Summers, Ryan Bromwell and Lee Davey. Two early games in the Champions League. Arsenal are 3-0 up away at Slavia Prague. There is a brace for Mikel Merino, and also Bukayo Saka scored the first goal. Also, Lee Davey, Max Dowman has just come on, and you're right to tell me it's history for Dowman. It is a historic appearance as the 15-year-old becomes the youngest ever player in the Champions League, which is remarkable. Dowman's on 15, history made this evening. I mean, that's remarkable, Abby, isn't it?
It is. Do you know what? He's a very good player. I feel like I'm just being very nice to Arsenal at the minute, and it's really driving me insane. I can't lie. But he's a very good player. He's very talented. He's got a very high ceiling, and I mean, to be 15 and doing that in the Champions League is huge.
It's scary,
it's
isn't
huge.
it?
And also it shows you that Mikel Arteta obviously does trust him as well. You saw him a lot in kind of pre-season as well. In cup games, he's featured a little bit. So, I mean, to give him that opportunity in an Arsenal, I mean, look, at the moment they're 3-0, but I think that I'm interested to see how much kind of game time that he will get over the course of the season, because obviously we saw the likes of Miles Lewis-Skelly kind of come into the fold last year. Ethan Nwaneri as well. Like, is this the next one kind of on that conveyor belt of
I think
talent
we're going to see
they're
bits and
turning
pieces from this season, aren't we? Off the bench appearances. I don't think we're going to see him start too many games.
They've got such an amazing. They have got an amazing squad, Arsenal. So even players
tonight, there's about 7-8 players not injured. I know it's not the toughest game, but they've gone away from home and they're 3-0 up. And yeah, Max Dowman, history made this evening, which is quite remarkable. Lee, we'll chat PSG shortly with you. Let's now focus on Tottenham Hotspur, because Tottenham Hotspur taking on Copenhagen this evening. It's the first meeting between Spurs and Copenhagen. Tottenham have drawn each of their last 2 Champions League matches. So in the Champions League, Spurs have got 5 points from their first 3 games. They won their first game against Villarreal and have drawn their last 2. Spurs are 6th in the Premier League table, 5 wins from 10. They're on 17 points. They're 2 points off second place. They've lost just 3 times in the league this season. So, Abby, when you look on paper, Spurs are 6th, second place, 2 points off second place. And in the Champions League, I know you have another hardest against, but you are unbeaten. Reading lots of Spurs fans and the Spurs community talking on social media, if I didn't know where Spurs were in the table, I think you're 15th, 16th. There feels like there's lots of negativity surrounding Spurs and Thomas Frank. Is that fair?
Yeah, there is. It's not. I'm not one of them, by the way. I think that I've seen some crazy things over the last few days. I've seen people pining for Ange and saying that these performances wouldn't happen under Ange. No, you're right. We would have been getting battered like 4-0, and like it's just crazy.
Why are people pining for Ange?
Because
of the style of football, not entertaining enough.
The style of football. But this is not a surprise. You know what type of manager that Thomas Frank is. He's a more pragmatic style of manager, which, I'm not being funny, after the last 2 seasons was always going to be the case. Was he my first choice? No, because of the style of football. But he's here now. And also, Rome was not built in a day, guys. Spurs have got quite an average squad for the most part. There is probably about 6 or 7 good players or very good players in around that. The rest of the squad is really not that good. This is also the first time that Spurs have not had in their attacking lineup anyone of real quality, of world-class level or star quality for so many years. And I can probably put in that bracket a little bit. He still had Son, but back end of Son, it wasn't the same. But I look back over years, and one thing that Spurs have always had and been known for is their kind of attacking options, attacking prowess. We can go back to Klinsmann and Sheringham and Defoe, Berbatov, Kane, Son, Dele, Eriksson. Throughout years, they've always had that, and we don't have that at the moment. Our 3 most attacking players that can create something in a Kulusevski, in a James Maddison, and a Solanke, who is obviously far better than Richarlison is in terms of ability, hold up play, physicality, everything. I like Richarlison, but realistically, he's not good enough
He's
for
not.
Spurs. Brennan Johnson, I know people want to say that Brennan's great and like, yes, okay, back post Brennan, all that jazz, whatever. But like,
You have to say that, don't you? Every
yeah,
time.
because that's literally all he does. Like he's holographic. So if he's not getting a tap in, I don't actually see Brennan on the pitch.
Are you disappointed at the boos? Are you disappointed some of the stick Thomas Frank's getting?
Yeah, on Saturday night when I was there, they were booing at half time. I understand the frustration in terms of what you're watching. The performance on Saturday I should never have to witness that.
It wasn't good enough.
And it was honestly one of the worst performances I've seen at home for so long, but actually it happens every week, and I have so many options to choose from over the last few seasons of losses that actually it's not even so long. Let me take that bit out. It's I don't think it all is on Thomas Frank, but because of the style of play and when you're generating an XG of 0.05 at home, that is not good enough, and that is never going to go down well with Spurs fans. I understand the frustration. I don't think this is all on Thomas Frank. I think this is a much bigger issue over the last few years of poor recruitment and not spending money on the right players, or spending too much money on the wrong players. We brought in someone like a Xavi Simons, who's been incredibly underwhelming. I will still remain to have full judgment on him until the end of the season. I think the physicality aspect of him is not there. Like, he could do a day in the gym with you, probably, Lee. But in all honesty, like,
He wouldn't last long.
He wouldn't. But there is no quality. And that's what's frustrating. But Thomas Frank has improved our defence. He's actually said to us, guys, you can actually defend here. Like, that is our best element. So he hasn't improved. We're not shipping loads of goals, and we're much better on set pieces. We have a set piece coach now, which we needed and didn't have for 2 years. So it's not all on Thomas Frank, and it really frustrates me.
I'm looking in on Spurs. I'm really surprised. It frustrates me. Some of the negativity. And so I know that, you can't take everything as it is on social media, but some of the criticism that he's getting, and I appreciate Sass's performance against Chelsea was nowhere near good enough. But when a new manager comes in, you've got to give that manager time to find his feet, to implement his style of play. I think something that he's trying to do, and something that he's struggling with at the moment, I think he's trying to find the right balance to the midfield. He's chopping and changing that midfield. Not sure what his best balance is. Not sure how to get the best out of Xavi Simons. Injuries absolutely play a part. I mean, any team... I
don't want to use that as an excuse.
No, I'm happy to do it for you, but any team that has their three best attacking players that are injured and haven't kicked a ball on November the 4th is going to have an impact. I think Thomas Frank is an outstanding coach. I think he proved to Brentford year on year, improving them how tactically astute he is. And I absolutely, and I'm almost, maybe because I've got Spurs, lots of my friends are Spurs fans, I know how passionate they are. I'm almost a little bit disappointed at how not toxic just yet, but almost how
it's going toxic
people are
already. Which is this has great.
In the Premier League, and I'm beating in the Champions League.
There is
I'm
grave
really surprised. Stick with Thomas Frank.
I agree. There is grave danger of this becoming like a Nuno situation, and I don't think it's justified. I don't think it's right either. The one thing I would say, you mentioned about like the tactical adaptability of Thomas Frank. I think that's what's frustrating people, because he loves to play with this double pivot, right? He loves to have a Polinia and a Bentancur in there. Sure. That is the way he's been pretty much at Brentford. I understand we're not Brentford, okay, some people will say maybe our attacking options were better than what he had at Brentford. I completely disagree with that statement. If I look at Thomas Frank from when he was with Brentford in the Championship, the likes of Ben Rama, the likes of Watkins, the likes of Ivan Toney, the likes of, I'm forgetting that, Mbuemo, the players that he has developed.
Damsgaard.
Honestly, the players that he has developed over the years, when given time, have all gone on to other clubs, right? And to, we've got some at United, we've had some at West Ham. He's a good coach. We've got one at Ollie Watkins in terms of Villa. Like, these are good players that he has developed and made better. If you want him to make Richarlison better, you're going to be waiting a very long time. If you're going to make him to get Brennan better, you're going to be waiting a long time. Do I think he could develop someone like a Tel and an Odegaard? Absolutely, I do. Do I think he can improve Solanke? I do. Do I think he can improve Kulusevski or Maddison? Yes, I do. But I think sometimes there's just a lack of quality in the squad, and you've got to give him time. What do you expect the guy who's been there 3 months and had one window? And actually, the window was quite good. Polinia, a good signing. Kudus, a good signing. Xavi Simons, that's on Xavi Simons as well. It's not just on Thomas Frank. Give him a moment to try and figure out what he wants. It's unbalanced at the moment because we haven't got any options.
How do you see it right? I mean, Abby just said that it's not far from being toxic. I mean, toxic. Spurs are 6th in the Premier League table and unbeaten in the Champions League, and we're talking about things being toxic in early November.
Yeah, it just shows you how much the eye test and performance is massive for general demeanour and how you feel about your football club in more general terms. I think the way I view it is the injury list is quite considerable. That was the case last year as well. So there's obviously something behind the scenes that the fitness isn't quite there. You know, if you look at Slot when he's come into Liverpool, he seems to have adjusted that, and we're getting less. We certainly got less injuries last year than we did under Klopp in the last few years of his reign. Even Amarin at United as well has reduced the amount of players that are on the sidelines. So, you know, keeping players fit really important. So there's something behind the scenes that doesn't feel like it's interlinked with
I'm
Thomas
sure
Frank.
they have changed the medical staff, because this is not just a last 2 season thing. This has been an ongoing problem for years and years and years without injuries, and the length of the injuries as well. We get told as fans it's a knock and then they're out for 6 to 9 months. Like it's crazy. There's an element of bad luck in the sense that Maddison missed so much of last season with a long-term injury, gets injured in pre-season. Similar situation with Kulusevski, kind of similar with Solanke as well. So we haven't really, and like that's why I defended Ange so much for long periods of time last season, because I was like, he's had so many injuries. It's very hard to get a sustainable period of time where you can actually have your first 11 together. I appreciate that happens for all.
But I think the biggest
but the depth and the drop off is where the problem is. I think
the biggest criticism of Ange last year was he was still trying to play this really free flowing, expansive football with so many players out.
Yeah.
Whereas Frank is being pragmatic.
Yes.
And he's been functional, and he's recognised there was inconsistency last year in terms of the lineup, and those players haven't played together for the last year because there was so many injuries, and that's picked on again this season. So I think he's recognised that, and he's trying to find the right balance between implementing his own ideas and still trying to, you know, get a run of results together, because as soon as the results go out the window, you've already seen it with Ardy Slot in the Premier League last year, and there's criticism around him, and, you know, there's in faint corners, I'm not saying that it's been a loud voice, calls for his head, you know, and that I think that just shows how explosive the debate can become.
It's so explosive.
Performances on,
of course,
it's
and
just,
it's not acceptable to
Abby,
have
just on the Spurs team tonight, you mentioned it's Bentancur and Sarr who are going to be the two to sit.
Yeah.
Then it's Johnson, Simmons, Odegaard, Kolomoani, who's going to lead the line. Romero and Van der Ven are two centre-backs. Porro, Udogie and Vicario in goal. One more, Abby. What did you make of the Van der Ven Spence incident? I was actually in the category of I didn't actually think it was really. I understand why it makes headlines, but I didn't think it was an issue at all. I basically saw two footballers who were really angry that the team lost and didn't play well. And if I'm a Spurs fan, good. Sure, should they have shoot them out? Fine, but like I would never, as a fan, be angry to see two of my players storming off after losing. Good, they're angry. It shows they care.
Yeah, there is that element to it. So I agree with you on that part. Obviously, how the media was spinning it kind of after the game. It's a Thomas Frank snub. He doesn't have the respect to the dressing room. Look, you do hear things as well. Like,
what have you heard?
Can't tell you, but you do hear the odd thing.
Oh, Abby,
you do hear the odd thing.
What have you heard?
Can't tell you.
Well, excuse me.
Can you give us a hint?
Excuse me. You're being paid by talk.
I don't think that Thomas Frank is completely happy with probably the options he's got at his disposal in certain areas of the pitch, and I think that he has
talkSPORT exclusive.
No, don't. I think that he
the breaking news
definitely wants the backing.
Thomas Frank
backing in January. However, one thing I would say is don't snub your manager either way. I understand he
should shake his hand.
You should shake his hand.
The broader picture.
He was telling them to go over and say thank you to the fans. Now, Mickey Van der Ven has got the captain's armband in that game. There are thousands of fans in that stadium. By the way, the seats are not cheap. We've got very, very expensive season tickets, okay? If you want to go to a derby, they're really high end, okay, in terms of what you're paying for it in terms of games. People have come to watch you put a really stinky performance. I'm not. And I just think the least you can do to fans that give your hard-earned money, that might be their one game of the season they go to because it's Chelsea or if it's Arsenal or something like that. You've just given genuinely the worst performance. There is not one person that can walk off that pitch with any praise. Just go and clap the fans because it's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. If you they can be annoyed at the fact the Spurs fans are booing. Well, do you know what?
Play better.
We
should say Thomas Frank did say in his press conference yesterday that both Spence and Van der Ven did go into his office on Sunday morning, I think it was, and apologise for snubbing the manager. Yeah. So I think we'll move on from that very, very quickly. It does feel like a big game this evening. I mean, Copenhagen at home feels like a game that Spurs just need to win tonight.
Do you know what I think the fans want? Just some attacking football. I really think that's what they're looking for. If this is a game where it is looking a bit defensive and they're not coming out. But again, I don't believe that Thomas Frank goes out there and says to them, don't try and attack, don't go past the halfway line. Every time they got to the halfway line, they looked like they were, terrified to go past it. Chelsea really didn't have to do anything much the other day. They just gave you a high press. They wanted it more. They were hungrier, and we were just really weak and timid in it, and offered absolutely nothing going forward. Chelsea can be got at. We know that, and I think that's what's so frustrating as well for Spurs fans, that we never ever beat Chelsea. Like, it doesn't matter if we've had the best team, the worst team, but this is a Chelsea side that really can be got at, and they're really not that great. Like, they're just not.
Is there a massive shame, though, that obviously, given the summer and how successful that was in terms of ending the trophy drought, that they've not come into the season with confidence? Is there not a worry or a concern there in your eyes that, after having such a great climax to the end of the year and then getting Champions League football, that they've not taken that confidence into the season? And you said, they're displaying signs where they're quite timid and they're still feeling each other, feeling each other out. Is there a concern there?
Part of me thinks that if Ange would have stayed, and again, this is not because I wanted him to go, but if he would have stayed, maybe there would have been a different energy around it, because they looked and felt very together at the end of it. This was all part of the master plan, losing 22 times, finishing 17th. Maybe that's
season 3 is always better than season 2.
But I'll be honest with you, after the first 2 seasons, I really didn't want to see season 3. And this is, I think, where people are kind of like glamifying Ange, and like the rose-tinted glasses are firmly on, and it's like, oh, well, what about season 3? What could it have been? It would have probably been as bad, and we might have actually got relegated this time, because let's be honest, we were close at times. Sure. So I think that having a new manager in someone like Thomas Frank, who I think is a very good manager, by the way, who wasn't exactly people's first choice in the style of play, I think that probably put him on the back foot a little bit. I think most fans, obviously, we had a bit of an up and down window. We're getting Eze, we're getting this one, not getting it. The Gibbs White situation. I think overall people would still say we had a decent enough window. And I really just think that it is the performances. I think if we had those players that have been out from the start of the season playing, I don't believe that Thomas Frank would be under as much heat, and I just think that people would be a lot more realistic about what's going on with Spurs. If you'd have said to me that we were going to be 5th or 6th at this point, I would have said, great, we finished 17th last year, guys.
Well, Spurs versus Copenhagen is one of 7 fixtures at 8 o'clock this evening in the Champions League. 2 have just finished. Napoli 0, Frankfurt 0. Guess what, guys? Arsenal have won, and guess what, guys? Arsenal have kept another clean sheet. They have played for 1-4 in the Champions League. They're currently top on 12. Haven't conceded a goal yet in the competition. There was a brace from Mikel Merino in the second half, and Bukayo Saka scored a first-half penalty. The Arsenal players going over and saluting the travelling Arsenal fans who have had, I'm sure, a couple of good days in Prague. I'm sure that was that CFO. I always like CFO knowing, oh, there is my mate over there. Look at that. What an absolute belter. I bet you had a good night in Prague, I tell you that. This is talkSPORT Goals. We are with our very good friends, William Hill. On the Spurs game this evening, by the way, do we have any price boost for Spurs tonight? No, we don't.
Shot on target. Across the halfway line.
Oh, we do have an epic boost. No, we have an epic boost. Let's see how epic. Sorry, my mince pies are going here, guys. The William Hill epic boost for Spurs game tonight is Mohamed Kudus to score or assist. It was 4-7. Now it's evens. Max bet £10. 18 plus. GambleAware.org. Will Kudus score or assist?
No, because he's not playing.
talkSPORT Goals is back in a couple of minutes' time. honestly, Lee Phelps has sold me down the river, hasn't he? I mean, seriously, Lee, do you know what? Not only does he not want to turn up, he then wants to give me unbelievable. Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by William Hill. 90%. How about this, guys? 90% of players cruise through to round 11 of the original and biggest £500,000 funnel one standing game with William Hill this weekend is the most three popular picks. Brighton, Fulham and Palace all 1-0. If you pick Man United, Newcastle were knocked out. There's another game live to play right now with 20k up for grabs. There's a new final one standing game called Beat Robbie as well. If you outlast Abby's old mate Robbie Lyle, then you win a share at 50k. You need to get your picks in for that by 3 p.m. November the 22nd.
I have gone out and come back in so many times. I was on a really good run. I'd been in for 5 weeks and I was absolutely having a great time. Got knocked out this weekend. Newcastle let me down.
Oh, not good enough. Well, I'll tell you what, if you backed Arsenal this evening, you'll be happy. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 3, Arsenal top of the Premier League and Arsenal are top of the Champions League. They played 4, they won 4, they've scored 11. They're still yet to concede this season in the Champions League. Lee, you cover lots of football all across Europe. Are Arsenal the best team right now in Europe?
Depends on which way you look at it. Results-wise would suggest so. The winning games, they're finding different ways of winning games, and I think that's a great skill to be able to have. But also not conceding is the key to winning titles.
Yeah, I feel like if they're going to keep on not conceding goals like this,
yeah,
even I could tell you, they're probably not going to lose many games of football,
exactly
are they?
That,
the consistency is remarkable, right?
Incredible at the moment. And, you know, I think we touched on it earlier. They've got a few injuries they're having to contend with. And it looks like, you know, it's been well documented now. They've got 2 quality players for every position. And that looks like it's really bearing fruit now, doesn't it? They've got a solid squad. They are in form. They're confident. They're playing with a swagger as well. Not scintillating football by any means, but they're getting the job done, and ultimately that's what wins titles, that's what wins trophies, doesn't it?
Yeah, also a special evening as well. 15 years and 308 days old, the youngest player in Champions League history, right? Max Dowman coming off the bench for Arsenal this evening. That's astonishing, isn't it?
It is just a sign of
how old we are.
Well, yeah. Speak for yourself, son. I think it is a sign. It is a sign.
Doesn't know that one, does it?
No. I don't generally think it's a sign of when, and you feel this, when everything is going right at your football club, all of these things start to happen, all of these magic moments start to happen. I think first, just to say on him, like the mentality to have at 15 to be able to go into this Arsenal team that, you know, has got the bit between its teeth, has got so much pressure this year to get themselves over the line, to go into that team and have an impact is extraordinary. So, you know, extraordinary props to him.
So, right, if you're looking at this from a Liverpool point of view, then, okay, as you watching Arsenal and look to see any particular faults in Arsenal, in hope that obviously Liverpool need to take care of their own business and sort themselves out domestically.
Yeah.
Is there anything you see in this Arsenal team or anything you could possibly see going wrong with this Arsenal team in the months to come? Because lots of people are just saying they're not conceding, they're too good, they're going to win the league, it's done.
Yeah, look, I think that's a fair point. And I think if you look at the consistency levels of Arsenal, it's far better than anybody else in the league at the moment. Obviously, the table bears that out. And I think then all of the evidence points to Arsenal continue to be inconsistent and Liverpool and City being inconsistent in a number of games over the next couple of weeks. But, you know, they've got so much quality, Liverpool and City, that they could find a way to still compete in quite a scrappy fashion. They won't do it convincingly, I don't think, until at least the turn of the year of mounting any type of title challenge. But they've certainly got enough quality to stay in the race. I think Arsenal, what's quite interesting is you always find that, you know, and Slot compared the differences between his first half of the season and the second half of the season. Teams tend to work out, once they've seen a pattern of play over the course of a number of games, you will get opposition managers now putting their heads together thinking, how do we stop Arsenal? What are the things that we can do to limit them? I mean, we've spoken about corners. We were speaking about this with Jason Cundy just before the show. You know, what is it that other teams can do to prevent them? You know, there's the idea that you could put more players up on a halfway line, but ultimately they've just got quality delivery and they've got sheer physicality in the box that makes them a real threat.
Do you know what? I think the only thing that would stop them from winning the league, because I genuinely, well, I do probably think it's a realistic thing that's going to happen now, like that kind of spine of their team got injured. I appreciate they've got a very good squad and they've got depth.
They've got 6 players injured or suspended right now.
If for example, Gabriel, because I actually think Gabriel has become more important, in my opinion, than Saliba. I really do. I think his growth has been huge. Declan Rice. I think that if in terms of the deliveries,
but people said that about Odegaard.
I know,
they? People said of Odegaard, they got Odegaard.
I get that, but they've got other. Yes, correct. But I just think that Gabriel is such a leader in that side, and I think Rice is as well. And I think the deliveries from Rice, yes, they've got good deliveries elsewhere, but the deliveries that Rice puts in for those set pieces, and Gabriel, how clinical he is from those set pieces, I think that could be an area. But I do think that they probably. I mean, the attacking options that they've got out, Gyökeres didn't play tonight.
No, didn't play.
Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Havertz, Madueke, Martinelli.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's in that list as well. And I just feel like once they don't probably have to be reliant on this defensive element of scoring goals from that area of the pitch once they have those options. Maybe that's because they haven't had the options that's how they're going to do it, because they can do it. Once they have got a fully fit squad at some point, or some of those attacking players do come back, I expect Arsenal to potentially play a more expansive style of football, maybe more so, because they can also do that. They are so strong in every area of the pitch. I hate saying it, but it is so true. They are just such a big unit as a whole. They also love to defend. Even their forward players love to defend. So when you've got a unit like that, which is so hard to break down in general, and they suffocate every single team that comes onto them, and you give them a set piece, or once they've got those attacking players, Martinelli's come bang into form, Trossard's come into form, Marino can pop up with a goal. Plus, Kai Havertz, Arteta loves Kai Havertz. So there's an element that actually maybe even Kai Havertz starts instead of Gyökeres.
Are you booking a long holiday then for May time?
I intend to move. I intend to not come back.
Where are you going to move to?
Very, very, very far.
Australia's nice this time.
I think that might
New
be my
Zealand,
next destination.
far away. And, you know, I think at the start of the season, I think people said, oh, you know, they've I hate using the word bottled it, but in previous years they've come close and they've sort of faltered away at the end. And I don't think that means this can happen again this season. I think they're a year wiser, a year older, a year more together. And I think they just look like well-drilled, well-organised. You know, when Liverpool had that season, right, under Klopp, we used to call ourselves the mentality monsters, because almost like every game we were in, we'd get over the line, score a last-minute goal. I almost thought, oh, that's a bit with Arsenal when I watched them. The defending, the clean sheets, the physicality. And this does not look like a team this season, with the squad they've got, the options they've got, that if they were to lose a game, that they're going to crumble and choke and bottle it. Not this year. And that worries me as a Liverpool fan.
No, it feels like that, actually, the way Liverpool were last season. Liverpool were just, winning without playing, fantastic football at times, but finding ways to win. And, even though it wasn't always pretty on the eye, you almost knew that they weren't going to let up. Those last minute goals that were going to, you go back to that 2-1 win at Newcastle. They were 1-0 down for so much of that game, but you just, when you're watching as a fan, you were neutral, you're watching, you just feel it. You can feel that goal's going to come. And just from the perspective of on the continent, by the way,
Go on.
Arsenal are very, very much feared.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the one team that certainly, outside of England, that teams will look at and say, yeah, absolute fans of teams or whoever it may be will look at that and go, Arsenal are up there. Arsenal will be the favourites. And they're the team to beat. I think they're the team to beat, absolutely. You can look at your PSG.
You think right now they're stronger than your PSG?
Absolutely. Yes, because PSG have not been able to put out a full strength team yet all season. So here's the
neither have Arsenal, to be fair, have they?
Yeah, very true. But here's the thing: is that Arsenal appear ready now. PSG won't be ready until January, and we spoke a little bit about peaking too early, didn't we? And ultimately, that's what Luis Enrique will want. He won't want his team ready now. He wants his team ready in January to do what they did last season, to go up, to build that momentum and go on and beat Liverpool and beat all of the Premier League teams again. And ultimately, that's what they'll be aiming for. But right now, Arsenal are the team to beat.
Hard to disagree, Abby, with that?
I think that is the question. Like, lots of people are obviously writing, they're saying the writing's on the wall, Arsenal are going to win the league, Liverpool are off it, City are off it. The thing is, we've seen in years and leagues gone by that City sometimes do have a slower start. They're just kind of going under the radar, City, at the moment. I don't think that they'll probably really, well, I don't think we'll see the best probably out of Liverpool, and I don't think we'll see the best out of City until 2026, probably around December, January time. Whether or not there is too much of a gap there.
How big is the gap?
At that point, that was the question. But if you can be within touching distance, and obviously I'm very hopeful that you will be in touching distance, this is where I said a few weeks ago about the mentality of Arsenal. You mentioned before about the mentality of Liverpool, but had you already won the Champions League at that point?
We have got exactly 70 seconds until our 8 o'clock games are getting underway. Arsenal have won. How will Liverpool and Spurs get on? talkSPORT Goals is back in exactly 1 minute and 7 seconds. A very good evening and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. We're live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. Alongside me, Happy Summers, Ryan Bromwell, Lee Davey. For a Champions League special this Tuesday evening, we've already had a couple of results. Napoli 0, Frankfurt 0. Arsenal won 3-0 away at Slavia Prague. Arsenal top of the table, 4 wins from 4. Now our attention turns to 7 games at 8 o'clock in the Champions League. The big one is at Anfield, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Elsewhere this evening, Atletico Madrid versus Union SG. Both sides on 3 points. Atletico have failed to score in 3 consecutive matches against Belgian teams in the Champions League. Bodo Glimt versus Monaco. Both those sides looking for their first victory of this season's Champions League. We got Juventus versus Sporting. Sporting 2 wins from 3. Juventus have got 2 points on the board. Liverpool, Madrid, Real Madrid have won all 3 of their games. Liverpool have won 2 from 3. Olympiacos versus PSV. PSG versus Bayern Munich. PSG have lost each of their 4 matches against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, with this being their longest ever losing run against a team in the competition. Spurs versus Copenhagen. Spurs are unbeaten in this season's Champions League. Copenhagen have won only 2 of their previous 19 matches against English sides in the competition. There are also games in the Championship as well, and the only goal of the evening has come between Oxford and Stoke. Lewis Baker has given Stoke the lead. Oxford 0, Stoke 1. Stoke City have only won 1 of their last 8 league games against Oxford, but this season they are absolutely flying, thumping Bristol City on Saturday. They start the evening 3rd in the table. So all games there in the Champions League are underway. Lee, we haven't touched on your beloved PSG yet in much detail. PSG, Bayern Munich, both sides 9 points from 9. Where are PSG at the moment?
PSG are kind of steadily going along at the moment. Not so great in Ligue 1, even though they're top of the league. They're not flying away with it. They're 2 points clear. Not scoring bucketfuls of goals, conceding silly goals. However, the Champions League's a completely different story. 3 games, 3 wins, 12 goals, 3 conceded, including that 2-1 win at Barcelona. Tonight's a huge test for both teams. And let's be honest, I don't think too many of the neutrals would mind this being the final in Budapest in May. 2 of the informed teams in Europe, Vitinha said it this week, 2 best teams in Europe are playing here at the Parc des Princes. Look, this game tonight will be exciting. It will be fun. There's a lot of talent on show. Will it have an impact on where the trophy's going to be at the end of the season? No, it won't. But ultimately, both teams will want to put down a marker.
Only 90 seconds got to Anfield, Ryan, but a really good positive start. Liverpool attacking the Kop first half, and there was a really good move. They edged the box, one-touch football, and the flick from Ekitike to Vert is just a little bit too heavy.
Yeah, very full-blooded as well. And we've got a new look front 3 for the first time, seeing Vert, Ekitike and Salah. It'll be very interesting to see how they link up. I think the key tonight is to be aggressive in that man-to-man press, is to get at them, is to take a few risks every now and then, and have started in that vein, and no doubt that's because the crowd are whipping them up.
Watford have taken the lead away at Ipswich. Watford beating Middlesbrough on the weekend. Ipswich 0, Watford 1. Watford remain winless in each of their last 12 away league games. It's the longest ongoing run of any side in the top 4 tiers of English football. But Ipswich 0, Watford 1. Loser scoring the goal after 10 minutes. Abby, how have Spurs started in the game at home to Copenhagen?
Yeah, they've looked good. I say look good. It's a lot more positive than it was the other day, that's for sure. They've come out and they're being positive. They had a corner. I mean, Destiny Udogie's also been really like a very nice welcome back to the side as well. So, yeah, they're looking like they've got a bit of intent and they want to go forward, which is a lot better than the other day.
Ryan, it's early stages and, again, only 2 minutes in, but we've seen lots of early touches of Florian Wirtz. I mean, like, he just needs one goal, one moment, and I think all the noise stops and we see the best of Florian Wirtz.
I don't know if the noise stops. The noise will never stop when you...
Well, if you start scoring goals, it will.
It will and it won't. I think there'll always be pressure on his shoulders, and he recognises that. But look, it feels like the hierarchy behind the scenes. It feels like Slaughter's going to give him time. He's not going to play him in every game. He's seen that against Villa on Saturday. And he's started, positively. He started well. He's trying to get in the game. He's showing for it. He doesn't lose confidence, I don't think, Wirtz, even after what's quite from his standards being a poor start to life in England. He doesn't lose confidence. So I'm intrigued to see how he can try and pull the strings here, because they've started really vibrantly here in Liverpool.
Oh, we said we're going to have a sweepstake. How many cut to the... Oh, I think the ball's gone out. How many times in the game are we going to see the camera pan to the bench and see a glum-looking Trent Alexander-Arnold?
One. So are we counting the one, or are we counting the ones that follow?
Happy no, that's one.
I reckon 6.
Abby?
How many times we're going to pan?
Yeah.
Would you go 6? Should I go higher or lower?
It's up to you.
Let's go. But how high? How low? Let's go 9.
9.
All right, 9's a lot. Lee?
8.
We're going 8. Yeah. I reckon.
Go 7?
I'll go 7 there.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi.
What the small margins in that one, isn't
No,
it?
I know. We've gone there, haven't we? Oh, Lee, what's happening? Goal!
Bayern.
PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1. Luis Diaz not at Anfield this evening because he's scoring for Bayern Munich. And Lee Davey, the worst possible start for your beloved
Really
PSG.
bad start, yeah. PSG were on the front foot to begin with, but simple ball through. It was Michael Olise that found himself in space. His effort was saved by Lucas Chevalier, but the ball's come out to Luis Diaz and he slotted it home. 1-0 to Bayern. That's a 55th goal of the season in just 15 games and 4 minutes. So incredible stat that is. But that front line that was rested at the weekend against Leverkusen looks super fresh. Despite Marquinhos' best efforts to try and keep that out on the line, but too much power for him, and that puts the holders behind, as it were, in Barcelona on match day 2. But long way to go yet. But Bayern, cracking start for the Bundesliga champions.
PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1, Luis Diaz scoring after 4 minutes. Bayern Munich are the team that have beaten PSG the most times in the Champions League, winning 8 of their last 14 in the competition. Bayern are looking to win 4 consecutive Champions League matches for the first time since winning their first 4 in the 23-24 campaign, and they're off to a good start this evening. Lee, I didn't see too many people tipping Bayern at the start of the tournament to win it. Had a great start, as you mentioned, though, to this season. Are they good enough to go all the way and win it?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got enough quality. It was really strange, actually, because they won the German Super Cup back in August, and there was and Harry Kane actually voiced his concerns over whether there was enough depth in the team. Well, as it stands right now, they're looking pretty good. They've been absolutely blistering in the Bundesliga. They've won every single game, 15 games so far. Won every single one. It's not even been close. They've just been like. The mentality of this team has completely changed under Vincent Kompany.
Right. Do you think he is good enough, experienced enough to almost get the big tactical decisions right in the big games?
Well, he has been. He has been so far. And, obviously they want to build on what they did last season. They got knocked out of the Champions League to Inter last year, but they'll certainly want to push on and feel that they can go one better. They've strengthened up top. You've got this a second year for Elise now. That midfield seems to, with Pavlovic and Kimmich, that seems to be a very settled midfield now. And even better is their defence. Defensively, they are much stronger than they were last season. Collectively, they look better. They look stronger. They are literally. I've seen a stat actually. That showed that they are literally conceding 2 shots on target per game. It's incredible. So he's really sorted that out.
PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1. Luis Diaz scoring after 4 minutes for Bayern Munich. I was about to say, Rye, Conor Bradley did really well against Vinny Jr., stopping him with a one-on-one. But then he didn't just do so well there because Vinny Jr. looking away from goal and he shoved them to the floor, and Real Madrid have got a good opportunity now to whip the ball in.
Yeah, definitely. And look, I think Bradley is going to have his work cut out. It's Vinicius Jr. You know, at any level, whoever's marking him, you're gonna have moments where it's positive, and you're also going to get moments where he's going to get some change out here. Broadly, a very positive start, but I think he's got to be careful that he doesn't get himself a booking early, because that will put Liverpool in quite a difficult position, because they'll probably have to make a change there and slot someone in at right back.
Abby, how Spurs started?
Yeah, they've been good. They've been positive. I actually just saw Xavi Simons try and actually play a ball over the top. It did go out for a corner. I think it took a little nick, but it's a vast improvement from what I saw the other night. They've had all of the ball so far. Copenhagen haven't done anything. And it's just a case of trying to break them down. And they're looking a lot more positive, a lot more front-footed. I can imagine the crowd is a lot more up for it than they were the other day after...
You'd hope so.
You'd hope for it. Do you know what, though? The other day, they started off really positively. It
Were
was
you
a
singing?
really good atmosphere. I hadn't been at home all season.
What's your favourite Spurs song?
What's my favourite Spurs song? Do you know what? We still sing the Dele Alli song, and that's still a great song.
Good, yeah.
Still a great song. There's loads though. Don't know. I have to go on another away day. So away days are so much better than home games.
All right.
They really are.
Ipswich have equalised against Watford. Jaden Philogene for Ipswich after 21 minutes. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Ipswich have lost only 2 of their last 46 home league games outside of the top flight, though one of those was in their most recent midweek game, losing to Charlton a couple of weeks ago. So a couple of early goals in the Championship. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. The only other goal in the Championship is Oxford 0, Stoke 1. Stoke leading at Oxford, carrying on their really good start to the season. Looks right out of possession when Real Madrid... What's so funny?
No, I was just looking at there's a lot of empty seats, but fair.
Oh, there are lots of empty seats.
Yeah, but they were guys, they were 55 quid a ticket for Copenhagen.
Football is an expensive game, and I completely appreciate that.
It's a very expensive game. So Copenhagen at home and people not happy with the results is what it is.
Right, what have you made Liverpool set up out of possession? Quite often seeing when Madrid have got the ball in defence, it's the Liverpool team that are kind of almost sitting off and not pressing too high.
Yeah, I think they always like to have that last. They always like to have a body over, don't they? In the back line, there's a chance here. Come on,
go on, hit it! Oh, it's really good play by Florian Wirtz. He does so well. He shrugs, he barges Howson off the ball, and he then wins it back, works it infield, and then falls to Alexis McAllister outside the box. First time shot, just goes over the bar. But look at this, right? The aggression there to win it off Howson into Szoboszlai, who tees it off for McAllister. And it just sets up perfectly for McAllister just to run onto it. And he tries just to bend it, whip it in the top left-hand corner. Just goes over the bar. This has been a really, really positive start for Liverpool this evening, right?
We've seen him do that before, McAllister. You know, and he's showing signs now that he's trying to get back to his best.
And it's better. It's good. We're showing good intent.
It's much better.
Much better.
And look, I think with McAllister, you know, the really important points here, there was criticism of Slaughter playing him over the last couple of games, even at the expense of Wirtz in recent times. But look, I think the idea was to try and get him into form, and another chance here. And ultimately, I think, you know, from a Liverpool perspective, they're showing no fear. You know, they fancy themselves tonight. There doesn't look to be any vulnerability or fragility on show at the moment. And I love the way that they've approached the game. You know, they've really risen to the occasion so far.
Yeah, been a good start at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0, another goal in the Championship. Derby won their last 3 games in the Championship, leading Hull by a goal 2-0. Carlton Morris, who got a hat-trick. Oh, by the way, right, I was absolutely pleasantly happy. I was on Sunday morning watching the EFL highlight show, right, and I heard your voice during the Sheffield United Derby game, was it? Or
Pop up everywhere, mate. That's the idea. Try and get yourself across everywhere. You know?
No, there we go. It was really good job from you. You sounded good.
Top work,
and
thank you.
yeah, good to hear. hear you getting out there, gracing the talkSPORT airwaves, also gracing television. So Derby leading it Hull by a goal to nil. Carlton Morris scoring. Derby ended a run of 8 home league games without victory by beating Norwich and QPR 1-0 in their final 2 home matches of October. The Rams last won 3 in a row at Pride Park in March and April of this year. Lee Davey, how have PSG responded to going a goal down at home to Bayern Munich?
Really finding it difficult to get a foothold in this game. The pressing from Bayern is absolutely insane. And this is what I was talking about earlier, the difference from last season to this season. On that note, PSG have on the attack with
Kvaratskhelia.
Yep. But no, Bayern are in control. They're bossing the midfield. And, we talked about this being Bayern's biggest test of the season. This is absolutely PSG's biggest test of the season. And right now, they're going to need to pull something out the bag because Bayern are fully in control. But PSG on the attack right now with Barcola, Dembele, some nice movement there, Hakimi. But looks like it's swept up by Kimmich there.
It's a busy night of football on Tuesday, November the 4th. Goals in Europe, goals in the Championship. Chance for Mo Salah down the right-hand side. Dean Houghton, though, does really, really well. He beat his man, Mo Salah, and then the former Bournemouth defender did really, really well to read what Salah was going to do. He came across and cleared. Juventus only 2 points from their first 3 games in this season's Champions League, losing again this evening at home to Sporting, who have won 2 of their last 3 Champions League matches, only 1 fewer than they won in their previous 14 combined. Sporting could go 3 wins from 4. Juventus still searching for their first victory in this season's Champions League. And Millwall, who dropped points at the weekend away at Oxford, are losing at home to Birmingham. Birmingham 1, Millwall 0. Birmingham won all 7 of their... this one's for Kwaku, by the way. I know he's obsessed, isn't he?
He loves
with times and stuff like that a day. So he loved this. The Birmingham won all 7 of their midweek games in League One last season. So there we go. Under the lights at Birmingham, at St Andrews. Quakey will be absolutely all over that.
I would love that.
And it's midweek in the Championship, and they're leading Millwall by a goal 2-0. Abby, is one of the big frustrations for Spurs this season just trying to find the best from Xavi Simons? Is it almost a bit of a similar situation to Wirtz and Liverpool? Just a manager trying to find the best system to get the best out of the player?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that ideally he is better in a 10 than he would be on the wing. My biggest frustration with him, and what I just was losing my mind over the other night, was he was out on the wing, right? When he came on for Bergwijn, got put out on the wing. Every single time that Jed Spence did get the ball and was looking to pass to him and looking for that run, he was standing next to him. He might as well sat on his lap.
Yeah.
Like, where is the footballing IQ to make that run? And I know that I'm not a professional footballer, but the stands are screaming at you, move, just make a run, show for it. And I think that was the most frustrating thing. So if you're going to play on the wing, he needs to understand how to do that first and foremost and what is needed of him. And if he's going to play in the 10, then he needs to be creative enough to do that. I appreciate he hasn't got the best options around him. One thing that they have done tonight, Destiny Udogie is playing so high up the pitch as kind of like that inverted fullback. It's a bit like what we did under Ange, but not on both sides. He's still tracking back and defending, but he's creating so much, and there's a lot of aggression with Spurs tonight. So I'm really happy to see him back.
Happy with the start?
Yeah, I'm happy with the start. I really love Jed Spence, but there's definitely going to be a battle between those two because Jed's kind of had it for a long time, and Destiny's been in and out of the team injured a lot. But you just forget actually how good he actually is. Ooh. Chance for Porro.
Chance there for Pedro Porro. 16 minutes gone, still Spurs 0, Copenhagen 0. Pedro Porro with an audacious free kick, shall we say, from about 30 yards out, laces through the ball. And it does dip, it does swerve, and no, it does go over the bar. The goalkeeper, I think, has dived.
They're definitely being a lot more positive. It's just, again,
they had to be after Saturday, didn't they?
100%. It's just kind of the quality up front. It's like, actually, the midfield are creating now, and having Destiny there is doing that job as well. It's really helpful having him in there. It's probably the most quality I've actually seen in that position, maybe all season. But then you get to the front line, and they have to do a bit more. They've got to try and get on the end of some of these passes because they're good.
Good spell of possession for Real Madrid in the game at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0, 15 minutes gone. Liverpool at the moment just pinned back on the edge of their box. Vinny Jr.'s got the ball down the left-hand side. He goes back. Liverpool, as things stand, 11 men pretty much cramped on the edge of their box. So Dominic Szoboszlai, who for me I think has been Liverpool's best player this season by an absolute mile. He's the one looking to try and be really, really aggressive and press high up the pitch as Vinny Jr. tries an audacious ball into the box with the outside of his boot. It's clear from Liverpool, and once again it's going to be recycled by Real Madrid. Comes out to Bellingham, though. Are Real Madrid going to get a shot away? They do, but it's well blocked, well defended. And Ekitike wins the ball back. It's now Wirtz to Ekitike. He's got Salah to his right. Wirtz is making a run. Ekitike, give it to Szoboszlai. He's going to hit it. Oh, we should have given it to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai had lots of room in the middle of the park there. And now possibly Real Madrid.
A vulnerable position when he commits so many bodies forward.
And now Real Madrid are going to come forward. Mbappe to Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. up against Conor Bradley into Bellingham. And he just laid it off to Mbappe. And kind of almost a similar attempt from Alexis McAllister. First time shot. Tried to guide the ball into the top corner. But he mistimed it, got it wrong.
No, that's an example, really. We talk about Ekitike's coming to the side. He's been terrific, don't get me wrong. I think, in a few games over the last couple of weeks, that you're starting to see why he was brought in as quite a developmental player, someone that they spent a lot of money on, but he wasn't ultimately the person that they feel was going to be the first choice striker. And there's moments like that where you can see that he needs to improve his game. On a shot on the edge of the area when you've got bodies flooding forward, Verta made the run unselfishly and give Szoboszlai that space. It's got to be used.
There were some of his complaints at PSG actually, because it was a time when there was Messi, there was. There was Messi, there was...
Oh, Spurs score. Sorry to cut across you, Lee.
No.
Abby Summers.
Brennan Johnson.
Not at the back post this time, though.
It wasn't at the back post. It was quite far out. The keeper absolutely flew out of there and he's just said, see you later. And I'm so glad he's actually finished that because I don't think I could have taken another Johnson miss, to be honest with you. But, yeah, Spurs have been so dominant. They'd already matched their total of shots from the weekend. So it's positive. I actually don't know who played the through ball, but potentially it might have actually been Xavi because they were doing a little close-up on him. I need that. I need something positive from Spurs.
Copenhagen play a really, really poor ball. Bentancur wins it in midfield. He gives it to Xavi Simons, and that is, Abby, what you want to see from Xavi Simons. He plays a really good ball through to Brennan Johnson, who I have to say is helped by the goalkeeper, who makes a really, really rash decision to come running out. He gives Johnson the opportunity to take it round him. And to fair to Brennan Johnson, the goalkeeper comes rushing out. He keeps his composure. First time touch to take it round him, and then he has to score from a tight angle. Do you want to owe Brennan an apology? Because if it's not back post, it's what was the phrase she used?
Hologram.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what?
He's got receipts. Horrific, apparently.
It's nice to see you in vision tonight, Brennan. More of it.
But perhaps, though, is the best aspect of that goal Xavi Simons finding space, finding time, playing the through ball and getting an assist.
That is the first moment of magic I have seen, or any type of spark I've seen of Xavi Simons in a Spurs shirt, and I just hope it continues because that was lovely. This is what we brought you in for. Please just start showing me it.
Are you still confident though that Xavi Simons is going to be a success at Spurs?
I told you I will remain to have that judgment until the end of the season. So far, I've been very disappointed, but I do think that he's a highly rated talent. I just feel like the physicality definitely needs work, and I think that when he's in the 10, I need to see more things like that. I haven't seen that. Maybe because he's gone so long without assisting or scoring, it's a confidence thing. Hopefully that can change for him now. He's been very good.
But on Brennan Johnson, there has been lots of rotation in the attacking area.
Yeah.
Do you think Thomas Frank just quite simply just doesn't fancy Brennan Johnson? Is it as simple as that?
Yeah, I just don't think he fancies him. The one thing, look, I will say to him, credit where it's due. Brennan Johnson does score goals, and he was our highest goal scorer last season. That doesn't always make a player very good, which is a weird contradiction. But when the only thing that they do, and I know this is the argument, the only thing they do is sometimes put the ball in the back of the net.
Well, what happens to have, aren't they?
But this is like the constant argument between Spurs fans, because I'm actually more on the side, believe it or not, that actually doesn't mind Brennan. Like there are Spurs fans that absolutely just don't even think he's. Some of them think that he honestly would not look out of place in the Championship. Like
that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Or if he was at, like last season, a lot of the time they were saying if he was at Southampton, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. I understand where they come from with that, but I would also argue, yes, he does get goals, and that is why I've dubbed him back post Brennan. But when you don't have the luxury...
I don't think it was you that officially dubbed him back post Brennan.
Was it?
I actually... Yeah, I'm not sure you can claim that.
I actually have done that. That's not true.
Like I don't.
We can go back so far last season.
No, but I don't think you invented that phrase, back post Brennan, did you?
Okay, you love it. Jamie Hutchinson loves the receipt. He can go and find it.
No, he does.
He loves the receipt.
He'll come sprinting in a second with the receipt.
Sprinting in here, you will find that.
2, by the way, to Trent on the bench. There we go. 2 minutes in, 20 minutes gone. We have a pan to Trent.
I'm keeping.
Can that be your job for this evening?
That's my job for this evening. So anyway, Brennan, that is what he does. But sometimes, aside from the goal, you will not actually notice he's on the pitch, and you just want a little bit more. Want a bit more from your winger.
So latest scores then in the Champions League: Atletico Madrid 0, Union SG 0. Atletico Madrid have lost 2 of their 3 Champions League group games this season. That's as many as they lost in the last 2 seasons combined. Which is quite remarkable. Bodo Glimt 0, Monaco 0, Juventus 0, Sporting 1. Juventus are winless in their last 4 Champions League matches since beating PSV all the way back in February, yet to win this season. Still goalless between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Liverpool and Real Madrid have faced each other on 12 previous occasions in the Champions League after winning the first 3 between 81 and 2009. Liverpool have only won 1 of the last 9, as Real Madrid have got a free kick around 30 yards out. It's going to be stood up to the back post and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Olympiacos have taken the lead at home to PSV. PSV have just 3 wins in their last 30 away matches in the Champions League and have gone 17 away games without a clean sheet. There'll be no clean sheet this evening. Bayern Munich leading away at PSG by a goal to 0. Luis Diaz with the goal. PSG have won their last 6 matches in the Champions League. Their joint best winning run in the competition. And Tottenham Hotspur, front post Brennan, gave Spurs the lead against Copenhagen. Spurs are unbeaten. Can I have you create that one as well? Trademark. What's that thing where you can...
I actually will copyright it. I will copyright it.
Copyright it. That's it. Yeah, copyright it. There we go.
This is just...
Oh, sorry. Is that who took him down? Is that Tchouaméni? That's going to be a yellow card. Conor Bradley's had a really... Or is it... Yeah, Vinny Jr. Who would have thought we see Vinny Jr. tracking back Conor Bradley? Conor Bradley made a really good run.
Who would have thought that the 2 of those?
And there's a goal in Paris, and Lee, PSG are back on level terms.
It looks like it. Oh,
is offside?
I think he's offside, isn't he? No, he's not.
Oh,
what's happening, Lee?
Looks like they're celebrating.
Oh.
I'm not sure if this is going to go to VAR. Started with Bradley Barcola on the right. He whips the ball over to Kvaratskhelia. Volley by him. Is it? Oh,
that's a tight one. That
it is a tight one, isn't it?
Right, pretend you're commentating for the EFL highlight show. What are you saying?
the angle's not doing me any service whatsoever.
You can't say that, mate.
I can't
if
say that.
Live football commentary.
I'll be padding at this point, Sam. I'll be padding.
You'd be padding.
Stand.
Oh, 3.
3 for Trent.
3 for Trent.
Right.
That's because Conor Bradley won the free kick. Szoboszlai now, 25 yards out, whips the ball into the box. Konate! Oh, he headed it back into the box, but Real Madrid managed to clear. Is the goal standing, Lee? I think it is, isn't it?
It's a goal check. Just going to VAR. Just have a look. I'm not sure whether it is for offside or whether it came off his arm or not, because he directs it from the Kvaratskhelia volley. It's just seeing what part of his body it comes off.
They're checking the handball here. Is that what it is?
It might. Just wait and see. It's a little unclear at the moment.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a second as Mo Salah gets played down the right side of Liverpool. He just can't keep the ball in. The referee here is going to... He's going to give it... I think the left arm going up, that means it must have been for offside.
Yeah, it's offside.
There was an offside in the build-up. So PSG are not back on level terms. That will remain PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1. What are we thinking right then? 25 minutes gone. You're very much fixated, obviously, on the Liverpool game. Been a pretty even start. Not too many chances yet, really. Hasn't the McAllister shot outside the box attempts?
Yeah, I think. Look, Real is such a quality side, so you have to box clever, don't you? You can't box with your chin out against Real Madrid. That's not going to end well. And I think we've restrained their threat particularly well so far. And I think we're looking dangerous when we nick the ball back high up. And I think that's the strategy. And also interesting to see that we've ceded possession to Real and we're sort of playing them at a different game because they don't tend to have the lion's share. As we saw in the El Clasico against Barca. So, for me, I think that he's got the tactics right so far. But it's about Liverpool creating a few more meaningful opportunities. And when they do create them, they have to make it count, ultimately.
Vinny Jr. inside the box on the left-hand side. It goes out to the left back. Bradley comes in. He goes down. I don't think there was anywhere near enough contact for that.
3 or 4 step.
Yeah, he's been aggressive, isn't he, Conor Bradley there? That's one of those maybe you might get that outside the box, but I don't think there was enough contact, was there?
I mean, it's like reprieve from the Championship. It was a really surprising scoreline. Sheffield United are 1-0 up against Coventry.
Yeah, and of course Coventry lost, didn't they, on Friday night against Wrexham, and Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. Coventry starting top of the table, aren't they, obviously, and Sheffield United starting 22nd. But McCallum has given Sheffield United the lead. Did you like what you saw from Sheffield United on Saturday, right?
I know. I think they were well off it. Ultimately, at home, they've not been playing well. It's 5 defeats in 6, and when you bring Wilder back, it's important, really, isn't it?
Oh, that was good play there from Real Madrid. Sorry, there was a good ball into midfield. Camavinga found space, shot from 20 yards out, dragged wide right.
Yeah. I mean, good opportunity. I don't think you want to be giving Real Madrid too many opportunities in that range. Shooting opportunities for Bellingham or Tchouameni or either of the wide players who are sort of veering in. But, again, ultimately, you're not going to have all your own way against Real, so it's about limiting.
Here we go, chance here, right?
Chances.
Verts has got the ball. Szoboszlai's in the box.
Play a good
Szoboszlai!
That's a great ball.
Oh, what a save by the keeper!
Brilliant save.
Oh, Courtois at it again. Oh, this brings back horrible memories of that Champions League final in Paris. Verts gets played into acres of space down the right-hand side. He had Szoboszlai in the box. Can he pick out his man? Yes, he can.
Yep.
Szoboszlai ran onto it, and Courtois, some people would say best goalkeeper on the planet, comes sprinting out, makes himself big, Rye, and he pulls off an outstanding save.
Yeah, it's terrific. I mean, ultimately, it's great to see Verts so heavily involved in the move. The pass is perfect. It's weighted beautifully, and the keeper's just closed down the angle so quickly there. That's the difference. That's the margins between such a top keeper like a Courtois and the likes of Alisson, and then the level below is that they do deny chances.
He's out so quick. He makes himself so big. He spreads his body, and the shot comes off his right boot. But he makes himself so big. That's a really good chance. I mean, just wonder if there's a free kick, though, whipped in from the left. I think Szoboszlai, that was Van Dijk who got his head on it. Just wonder what, right, I mean, I'm being a bit critical here because it's a great save. Could Szoboszlai have been a little, when you see the goalkeeper coming out, be a little bit more, composed and just try and dink it, lift it over the keeper?
Yeah, definitely. And look, there was a moment against Villa where, Liverpool applied the press. It was at 0-0 before Salah scores, and he had another similar opportunity, probably in more clear-cut range, and it was quite a tame effort. So he has got that in his game, Szoboszlai, and ultimately the reason why they would have brought in someone like Verts is because they do want to see more goals and assists from that more central position. But it just shows, you can look at it through that prism, but you can also look through the prism of his legs. I mean, look, he gets up and down constantly. My only concern with Szoboszlai is at some point, is he going to burn out? Because he is the engine of that midfield.
Would you say he's been Liverpool's best player this season?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I think during the poor run of form.
Great leadership as well.
Next captain, some people are saying maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I could potentially see that. I think he's got all the attributes to be a captain. He gives us the sort of work ethic that the likes of Henderson give us in the middle of the park. And he seems to be leading from the front. And he's shown for the ball and took the game by the scruff of the neck against Villa. Come on.
Salah? Szoboszlai? Oh, shot takes a deflection and he's given a handball, and goodness me. The cameras with the free kick for Liverpool, the camera's definitely going to pan to Trent in a second with him on the bench. That can't be too far. Yeah,
when I said 6, I meant the first half. Was that the first?
Yeah, sure. There was a shot from Szoboszlai. Oh, I tell you what, I think we've got a fortunate free kick there. I think it was Camavinga who threw himself to the floor to try and block it. And I have to say that I think his left arm is absolutely very much in a natural position. And I tell you what, he is just... Is he in the box?
That is in the box.
Is that a penalty?
It's on the line. That's on the line. And I think
he ends up, when he lands, he's outside the box. He lands outside the box. When that hits his hand, I tell you what,
from that angle,
it
reminds me of the Van Dijk challenge almost against Brentford, where that was so
potential power. I tell you what, I want to have another look at this replay because he definitely lands way outside the box, but he throws himself at this shot to try and stop it. And I think when the initial contact comes off his hand, I tell you what, we've seen one replay, and I think you could argue that was on the line or even in the box.
Definitely dangled over the perimeter.
One thing I would say, by the way, I didn't know what you think, but I actually thought was it.
You thought that was harsh?
I thought when he dived, I thought his left arm looked
the difference in the Champions League.
No, I know, but I understand that. But I would say his left arm was in a pretty much a natural position you can get. Is this? I think that's in the box. I think his legs are out, but his body's in.
I mean,
it's Tchouameni who makes the challenge.
I think half of him's in the box, half of him's out of the box. So
I think his legs
are on the line.
I think his legs are out of the box. I think his body's in the box. It's Tchouameni.
But the offence is committed
in the box.
In the box.
Yeah, no, I agree. I tell you what,
he handled it in the box.
Yeah,
and it was a cross.
I'm agreeing with you.
I think
this is the penalty.
Oh.
I think this is a penalty.
Thoughts from the room?
Sorry, I was actually watching the PSG.
Abby Lee penalty.
We were both watching the PSG Bayern game, and Bayern just had a chance there. Came off the inside of the post, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, one thing we don't often see in the the referees. Referee.
I mean, they're going to give.
Also, should this not just be factual inside the box? Why does the referee have to go over and have a look?
Well, it never seems to be overturned either way.
Potential. So maybe now, Ryan, maybe what they're doing here, mate. Do you think they've said it's inside the box?
Yes.
But do you think now he's actually checking to see if it's a penalty?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'll be honest with you, I know. I think there, Tchouaméni is diving. He turns his body. I would say both his arms are pretty close to the body.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it's a handball in the first place.
No.
So I think it's in the box, but I don't think it's a handball.
I have to say, in the Champions League, there's been softer ones.
What do you think?
On the continent that gets given. That's
far softer ones that have been.
I'm sorry. I obviously I want this to be a penalty, but I think his left arm can't go anywhere.
He's definitely giving that.
Referee's not giving it.
Oh, he's not giving it.
And do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's made the right decision there. I think when we'll come to that in a second. No penalty. When Tchouaméni dives to stop that shot, his left arm is absolutely, basically tucked in. Was he given a free kick? No, he hasn't. He's given. So they decided it was in the box. Anyway, we're going to go around the room. Right? What are your thoughts on that? I actually think the right decision's been made there.
I mean, what's so daft about it? And then it goes back to them as a goal. All seeds all of the momentum, and we've just had 4 or 5 minutes.
So the right decision was made.
The attack. He has a shot. It's blocked. Liverpool would have ordinarily got a corner, by the way.
Yeah, it would have been a corner, right?
That would have been deflected and around, and Real Madrid are able to restart. I mean, there's just something feels a bit unkind about that more than anything else.
On the penalty,
look, I think in the Champions League it should be given ultimately because I've seen soccer.
See them given across Europe all week. All week,
Really?
All the time. They're given. That's why I thought it would have been given. Again, in the Premier League, maybe a little bit different. I could see cases for both, but I thought when he went over to the monitor, he was going to give the penalty. I honestly thought he was going to give it, but either way, I think there's a case for either. On that one.
So no penalty there and a second goalie in Paris.
Yeah, it's men against boys. This is PSG haven't really got started. There was since you last came to me, they suffered another blow. Ousmane Dembele was taken off after 24 minutes. It was touch and go whether he would start anyway. Again, he had some soreness and discomfort in his hamstrings prior to the game. They decided to start with him. That's a gamble that ultimately didn't pay off. And then shortly afterwards, Marquinhos dithering on the edge of the box with the ball. And Luis Diaz is nipped in quick on his toes, took the ball off him, and he's just buried it past Lucas Chevalier. Again, this is a type of time that you can get in Ligue 1 that you won't get in the Champions League.
Sure.
That time on the ball, and ultimately Bayern have been by far the better team, and it's a long way back for PSG now, but 2-0 to Bayern, and as far as I'm concerned, fully deserved.
Since the start of last season, Coventry are the only ever-present side to win more home points in the Championship than Bristol City, losing just 5 of 30 at Ashton Gate, but Bristol City losing this evening at home to Blackburn. Bristol City 0. Was that for the Bristol City game or was that for Spurs?
I know that was for Bristol City. They got battered at the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, where it's Stoke.
Yeah.
You don't normally get involved in my Championship scores.
No, something just peaked in my ear, that was all.
Okay. Bristol City 0, Blackburn 1. Bristol City did lose to Stoke on the weekend, and Leicester leading Middlesbrough by a goal to 0. Jordan Ayew scoring for Leicester. So Coventry and Middlesbrough the top two. Coventry lost on the weekend and losing tonight, and now Middlesbrough losing on the weekend and losing this evening, and Vlahovic has scored for Juventus against Sporting, so Juventus 1, Sporting 1. This would be, Lee, a real statement of intent, wouldn't it, from Bayern to go to PSG and to score and to win.
Absolutely, and it could have been more. We just seen a replay there of Serge Gnabry's effort that came off the post just prior to them making it 2-0. But Bayern have been they've been on top form. They've continued this brilliant run of form since the start of the season, and PSG just don't know what to do with it. They're really struggling. This is the biggest test that they've had for a long time, PSG, and they're really coming under a lot of pressure. As for Bayern, You know, we can see this machine that they've built, these 15 games and 15 wins since the start of the season. It's not just what they're doing in the Bundesliga, it's what they're doing in the Champions League. We can't use that as an excuse that they're too powerful for the Bundesliga. You know, what they're doing here in dismantling the current European champions, this is a massive, massive statement for Bayern here.
Szoboszlai shoots and Courtois. I just thought from the angle we were looking at, it was going into that bottom right corner. But Courtois, Courtois was in complete control of that. That's what, like, goalkeepers like that, like a save like that, right? He just makes it look so easy. Like, other goalkeepers would have pushed that and parried that for a corner, and because that probably was going in the bottom corner. Grant Diltman fire out, but he just
6 or 7 chances to score past.
Well, I don't mean to mention it again, but you remember in the Champions League final, it was almost borderline unfair, wasn't it? When he just decided to turn into the greatest goalkeeper that's ever played the game in that final and just not concede goals. So where are we at then? We've got around 38 minutes gone in our Champions League games. Arsenal won earlier against Slavia Prague by 3 goals. Now, Atletico Madrid yet to win in this season's Champions League. Drawing at home to Union SG. It's goalless between Bodo Glimt and Monaco. Juventus have equalised at home to Sporting. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0. Olympiacos are leading PSV by a 1-0. Inter Ekatike, that's a really poor ball. Bayern Munich leading 2-0 at PSG. Spurs 1, Copenhagen 0. Half-time in the Championship games. These are 7:45 kickoffs. Birmingham have doubled their lead, by the way. I've got to mention that. At home to Millwall. Birmingham 2, Millwall 0. Birmingham have won just 1 of the last 11 league meetings with Millwall. Charlton 0, West Brom 0, Derby 1, Hull 0. What else have we got? Leicester leading Middlesbrough by 1-0. Martí Cifuentes under a little bit of pressure in that game. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Ipswich equalising after Watford took the lead. Stoke are now 2 up away at Oxford in the Championship. And the 8 o'clock game is Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. Madrid could be in here now. Down the right-hand side, that is a really, really good tackle from Andy Robertson. A shot was about to get underway, cutting in from the right-hand side. And that's a really good block, Roy.
Terrific block, and we've seen a few of those though. Let's not kid ourselves. You know, Bradley's done a few on this side, Robertson now on that side. It's going to take that tonight. It's going to take those types of fine margins, and they've got to go in our favour. But you know, this is so much more improved from Liverpool, and after 4 defeats on the bounce, they deserve a lot of credit, I think, to turn up in the way that they have against Villa and the way that they are against Real Madrid. And I know there's been question marks around Slot and sort of his overall approach over the last couple of games, but you know, it doesn't look like the players aren't playing for him. That's for sure.
Oh no, there's never any doubt about that. Abby, since Spurs have gone 1 up, could be 2 up here. Oh, chance for Spurs. Conor Mawani. Oh, he goes wide. Once again, Xavi Simons very much involved. Got the ball, entered the box, picked out Conor Mawani. And the finish, Abby, from the centre forward just goes wide. But it's good to see Xavi Simons linking up well and having a real big impact.
Yeah, he's... do you know what? In general, they've played so much better tonight. There's been so much more urgency, so much more directness. Destiny Udogie has been involved in pretty much every single build-up as well. And Xavi Simons, he looks like he's got confidence, to be honest with you. Also, he has got... I think, arguably, he's got a little bit more time than he would get in a regular Premier League game. Sure. So this is probably where we're seeing the best of him. I just need him to do it in the Premier League. But they've looked good. I think that was actually the fastest or the earliest we've actually scored a goal in the Champions League since 2019.
Nice.
So
and what happened that season?
You got to the final in the last year.
Are you telling me there's a chance?
Is there a chance? Could you imagine?
I actually can't, I'll be honest with you. No, sorry.
I couldn't. Neither could I.
No, I can't. I can't. Conversation stopped dead, didn't it?
Yeah, good shout, Abs. Yeah, can't imagine. Can't imagine. Marco, can you imagine Spurs in a No.
Yeah, but you say that. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Like what?
Spurs got to a Champions League final last time round.
Yeah, but you were good under.
Yeah, but we weren't that good at that point. We weren't that good. The fact that Spurs even got to a Champions League final.
Yeah, no, no. That was remarkable.
Yeah,
I love Poch.
Like, especially when we were like, remember City away. When
that was your whole run to the final was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I don't think I could do that.
I
could do it.
It was the Ajax game and the Liverpool-Barcelona game. The 4-0 at Anfield happened on back-to-back nights of each other.
It was like, who did it better?
I don't know if we'll ever see 2 nights of football that's as good as that. Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Union San Gilsois. Chance for Bayern for 3. Oh, no. Oh, Lee, it should have been 3 for Bayern.
Should have been 3, yeah. PSG are absolutely, I don't know, catastrophe at the back. Really, really poor. Again, he's nearly gifted another goal. Bayern could have been 3 or 4 up. And, PSG on the attack now. Throw it, Scalia. No, it's going nowhere. Bayern are just too strong, too powerful. It's just, again, really men against boys in this. I've not seen PSG dominated like this for a long, long time. Bayern have been so impressive. Now, I don't know what Luis Enrique is going to be able to do at half-time to turn this around. There aren't loads of options on the bench. Maybe a Gonzalo Ramos could come on, but ultimately, yeah, this is going to be a real long way back for PSG. Bayern are in cruise control right now and very, very comfortable. This is going to be maybe something that PSG need to go through. They've won all 3 games. They're on a crest of a wave after winning the trophy last season. And maybe it's just a nice, timely little reminder that this competition is amongst the hardest to, it's the hardest to win in club football. And just makes later this month, that game against Tottenham a bit more of a must-win.
And even harder to retain as well.
We are better away from home.
Yes.
We actually are.
Yeah. No. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, when you've got defending that PSG have done tonight.
Spurs winning at PSG.
Well, it will be a nice redemption arc, wouldn't it? For the
All I
Super
will
Cup?
say, there's this long-standing joke amongst PSG fans about players that leave the club that come back to haunt them. The biggest one, obviously, the 2020 Champions League final, Kingsley Coman, came through the youth system.
Oh, Courtois at it again. Dominic Szoboszlai just had a pot from 30 yards out right-hand side. I thought once again it was going back of the net. And Courtois flings himself to his right-hand side and pulls off an outstanding save.
Look at the wingspan on the kids.
How long are his arms?
Oh, mate.
Safe.
Is it legal to be?
It's an extraordinary and the power behind it as well. Like, he gets such a strong hand on it. It's not just a fingertip. It's such a strong hand on it.
I haven't seen Trent for a while.
No, I know.
We've been noticing.
Yeah, I've been clocking it.
Yeah, 3.
How many? It was 3. Still 3.
Only 3, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
3.
all
It's
right.
3. Who went 6?
And I think the 3 was dubious because it was a shot of Xabi Alonso, really not.
No.
But,
There's no way we make it to the end of the game and it's only 6.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
It might be 66.
It could be. Hey, it could be. It could be. Sorry, were you just saying about something to do with Kyler Murray?
Yeah. There's a long-running joke about PSG's old players come back to haunt them. Obviously, we've got Xavi Simons and Randall Kolo Muani
Yes.
who are coming back to the Parc des Princes later in the month, and there's absolutely no doubt that one of them are going to score.
What are your thoughts on Kolo Muani? Because again, I rate his kind of work ethic, but obviously it hasn't kind of clicked yet.
That miss there was something that we've seen so many times,
Brilliant.
unfortunately. Even in the World Cup final, if you can go back and remember that, those real gilt-edged chances. Sadly, he's very guilty of missing those simple chances. Work rate, fantastic. Link-up play, good.
Holds the ball up well.
Holds the ball up well. Finishing still leaves a lot to be desired, unfortunately.
Love that
and
from
at
a
this
striker.
At this level, you've got to put those away. You have to put those
First chance for Real Madrid, and it falls to Jude Bellingham. He got the ball inside the box. He actually did well to shift the ball onto his left foot. Tight angle, saved by Mamardashvili, and then another shot comes in. This time, this was a little bit easier for Mamardashvili there, but that was really quick feet from Jude Bellingham, going past Kanate. He didn't want to make the challenge, and then possibly maybe should have gone back across goal as opposed to trying to beat the goalkeeper at the near post with his left foot. But that's kind of the first opportunity, first real. We haven't seen too much of Jude Bellingham, have we? Abby, is Kolo Muani, do you think, with Solanke out injured, is Kolo Muani a better option up front at the moment than Richarlison? Must be, right?
Look, the one thing I'll say about Richarlison is I would never doubt the work rate that he gives to you. Sometimes when he
But
plays...
the quality you can doubt.
The quality I can doubt for sure, but can't... No, if he, honestly...
Oh, who's Abby?
If he keeps making...
Well, there is... Look,
Yeah,
right on cue, talk about the finishing.
If he keeps missing, then no.
But once again, sorry, Abs, that was a big chance.
That was a big chance. He had
What-
one again,
and once
5
again,
minutes
Xavi Simons finding space in the pockets. He whips in a really, really good ball.
Yeah.
And Lee, right on cue, talking about Kolo Muani there, a header from a couple of yards out. Oh, the ball was in the back of the net. Bayern had the third, but I think the offside flag's gone up. Yes, he did. Half-time in the Spurs game, Spurs leading by a goal to nil, but really, Abby, Colin Moani should have scored there.
Yeah, he had 2 chances in the last 5 minutes or so, and he's missed both. I mean, back on Richarlison, I actually don't mind Richarlison sometimes playing on the wing. Look, I'm really kind of strapped for quality here, so it wouldn't be my first choice. But I like the fact that he...
Like him more when he...
on loan.
Where?
Oh, referee.
Yeah.
It absolutely flattens him.
I want to see something, and at least I know with Richarlison he will give 110%. Even if it's rolling around on the floor, he'll give it all.
Oh yeah.
So I need a bit more quality from him. But so far tonight, Xavi Simons has looked good. Spurs have been very dominant, which I'm glad. I did hope and expect that they would be.
I think Xavi Simons have been really
He
impressive.
has, and I'll give him credit where it is due. This is the type of performance I've needed to see. It's kind of come at the perfect time for him because he needed that confidence boost, and hopefully he can translate that into the Premier League. Destiny Udogie has been a welcome return as well.
I prefer having a naturally left-footed player playing a left back.
Yeah, you don't rate Jed there, do you?
No, I didn't say I don't rate him. I just I think he's done a good job. I just don't like my left back being a right footer. I just often feel like too often you end up coming back inside and going backwards, as opposed to having that dynamism of being able to go on the overlap, get to the byline and cross. One more chance here for Liverpool. But McAllister! Courtois gets down to his right and saves. By the way, Robertson headed away. First yellow card goes to Howson, of the former Bournemouth player. Absolutely flattened Ekitike.
But it's also on a yellow as well.
And Vinny got yellow card taking down Bradley. Good memory. That is going to be half-time. So we've got half-times then in our games in the Champions League. Where are we at then at half-time? Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0. I think Liverpool will be pretty happy with the performance in that first 45 minutes. Courtois pulling off a couple of really big saves. Let's go leading Union SG by a goal to 0. Monaco just taking the lead away at Bodo Glimt. Juventus 1, Sporting 1. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0. Olympiacos 1. PSV 0, Bayern Munich leading 2-0 at PSG, and Tottenham 1, Copenhagen 0. The 7:45 games in the Championship, second half about to get underway. Atletico Madrid have just doubled their lead. Julian Alvarez scored the first goal. Antoine Griezmann has added a second goal in the 46th minute. Lee, we've got 1 minute left of added time in the game in Paris. Bayern Munich looking like the real deal?
Oh, yeah. And it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Bayern should be 5 up. It's literally been that. That's the difference between the two sides. PSG look worried. They're playing with fear, with trepidation. There's littered with mistakes, coupled by that second goal that Bayern scored. But it's just a really poor showing from PSG. And on the flip side, Bayern have just been absolutely delightful to watch. So, yeah, Bayern deservedly in front by 2 goals, but really should be more.
That Atletico Madrid goal, by the way, second one hasn't counted. Still 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. Half-time then in our 8 o'clock games in the Champions League. talkSPORT Goals takes a very quick break. We're back in a couple of minutes' time. good evening and welcome to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Stanley New from William Hill 18+. GambleAware.org. Terms and conditions apply. A busy night of Champions League football. Sam Ellard, Abby Summers, Ryan Bromelo, Lee Davey are with you. Lee, the PSG Bayern Munich game is not at half time yet, and there could be a possible. Bayern Munich have got a man sent off, I think, here. But for PSG, Luis Diaz has been sent off. Tell us what's happened, and this could be a possible, really worrying moment for Achraf Hakimi.
Yeah, so it was in the 3rd minute of added time at the end of the first half. So Hakimi's bursting down the wing. Luis Diaz has gone in, he's lunged in, and the way he's caught him, it's almost squashed Hakimi's ankle, and it's kind of twisted. Seeing the images of it doesn't look good. And anyway, Hakimi's in a heap of pain. I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue. It's gone to VAR. Diaz, after scoring twice, has now been sent off. Yeah, it looks like Senya Mayulu's coming on for Hakimi now. So Hakimi's got playing no further part in the game. Neither will Luis Diaz. Buying down to 10. But it could have long-term repercussions for Hakimi. He is the captain of Morocco. He's the poster boy. And next month it's the Africa Cup of Nations, and he is their big hope. Despite being the right back, he's their big hope.
I wince, Lee, because his ankle just gets trapped, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't look good. The pictures are not good, but I really fear for Hakimi here and how long that could potentially put him out. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And
we hope
another injury after PSG lost Desiree Doué last Wednesday to a hamstring injury as well, just when they were starting to get some of their players back. But losing Hakimi's, that's a big one. He's so key to the way they play. And obviously everybody in Morocco will be, they'll be hoping that it's not too serious.
Yeah, we hope so too. So he's off. So's Luis Diaz. Bayern Munich down to 10 men. Second half of the Championship games underway. Hull City have equalised away at Derby. Birmingham 3-up at home to Millwall. And Stoke City are absolutely flying. They are now 3-0 up away at Oxford in the Championship. Coventry and Middlesbrough are both losing as things stand. So that means that Stoke go up to second in the table above Middlesbrough. In the Champions League, the scores at half-time: Atletico Madrid 1, Union Saint-Gilles 1-0, Monaco 1-up at Bodo Glimt, Juve 1, Sporting 1, Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0, Olympiacos 1, PSV 0, Bayern 2-up at PSG, Spurs leading Copenhagen by a goal to 0. Ryan, what did you make of Liverpool's first half performance?
Top draw. I think they troubled Madrid. They give them, a few headaches on this right side. They've got Vert into the game. They've got Ekitike into the game. They're stretching them at times as well. They're hitting them high on the counter. And they've restricted the likes of Mbappe and Vinicius. I think that when you put Vert out on the left and he's given free license to move into the centre, you're putting extraordinary pressure on Robertson. So it'll be interesting to see how long that he stays on in the second half, because he's going to have more tests to come in that second 45, and he loses the width as well outside of him, because Vert will obviously veer more centrally. But they're winning the midfield battle at the moment, I think, overall, and they're causing more problems. And I think other than Courtois, and maybe they get the rub of the green on a potential penalty decision, they go into the second half ahead.
Abby, Spurs are 1-up. I think one of the real positives, and you'll be able to tell me you've been watching the whole game, I thought that was the best 45 minutes Xavi Simons had in the Spurs top.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been, kind of orchestrating everything that's been going on tonight. He's had lots of space, like you said, in the pockets earlier. This is where he obviously feels comfortable. He does have a little bit more time. I want him to be able to do this in the Premier League week in, week out. But in terms of tonight, he's been good. I think Tottenham in general have been good. Okay, I know it's Copenhagen. I'm not going to get carried away, but you can only beat who you can beat. And I think having a fixture that close to the Chelsea game, where people were so disheartened by what they saw and so angry, it probably actually did come at the best time. And I was sitting there kind of thinking, where are the goals going to come from? But they've got innovative. You've seen Destiny Udogie play very, very high tonight, kind of inverting as a kind of more of like a winger than a fullback, but also still kind of being able to chip in defensively when he can. But if Spurs don't have any attacking options, then he's not a bad person to kind of shove in there just to get you higher up the pitch and give you something. He's a good passer of the ball as well. So,
and Spurs as things stand inside the top 8.
I know.
Sixth in the league table.
Life comes at you fast.
And if you have a look, Villarreal at home, Copenhagen at home, 2 nice home fixtures, Bodo Glimt and Monaco away, not the two hardest away fixtures.
I'm sorry, but
tough
Bodo
place
Glimt-
to go and
Bodo
get a
Glimt is
result.
Tough place to go.
PSV are winning there right now. And your last, and I tell you what, your last two away games, PSG and Frankfurt, and then Slavia Prague and Dortmund at home. I think that you possibly, I know you got apart from PSG away, the other 7. I think you've got a really nice draw there.
Well, you can. I don't make the draw. I don't make the draw.
I wasn't having a go at you.
No,
I was just making...
do you know what? There's actually a conversation that came up the other day with my good friend Robbie Lyle. He said to me that you're playing teams that are from the Europa League, and I said, well, they must be good enough because they're in the Champions League.
Well, I agree with your friend Robbie Lyle. I think that
Our friend.
Yeah, all right. Apart from PSG away, home games against Villarreal, Copenhagen, Slavia Prague, Dortmund. Other away games, Frankfurt. But if you don't come top 8, it'll be a travesty.
How dare you? Actually, teams that we'd actually played
in the Europa League last year. You played Bodo Glimt. You played Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Did you play Slavia Prague?
No, we didn't play Slavia Prague. We didn't play Slavia
there we go. We have a price boost. Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG, and Bayern Munich all to score in the second half. Was 5-1, now 11-2. Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, all to score. That is with William Hill, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Not too far off there, 9 o'clock. So we'll take one more quick break. Then when we come back, we're watching the second half games in tonight's Champions League action. And it is a very good evening. You are watching talkSPORT Goals with William Hill live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and also on your smart TVs. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. Abby Summers, Ryan Bromelo and Lee Davey are the top team with me this evening. Reminder, a nice price boost from William Hill. Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG and Bayern Munich all to score second half. It was 5-1. It's now 11-2. 11-2. That is with William Hill, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. So we're about to get underway then in the second half. Our 8 o'clock games in the Champions League. Arsenal won in the early game. Atletico Madrid leading Union Saint-Gilloise by a 1-0. Julian Alvarez scoring the goal there for the home side. Hasn't been a particularly good start to life this season for Atletico Madrid in this competitions. Although they've lost 2 home Champions League games, Union SG won their first away game 3-1 at PSV. They've got 3 points from 3 games. Bodo Glimt 0, Monaco 1. Tough place to go though, isn't it, Abby? Bodo Glimt, Monaco
Tough
there,
place to go.
leading by a 0-0. Juventus are unbeaten in their 4 meetings with Sporting to date, and they are drawing this evening 1-1. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0. Olympiacos leading PSV by a 0-0. The only previous meeting between the two sides came in the last 32 of the Europa League back in 2021. Bayern Munich are 2 up at PSG, but they're down to 10 men. Luis Diaz sent off right on the stroke of half-time. So Bayern 2 up, but down to 10 men. Spurs 1, Copenhagen 0 in the Championship. Birmingham 3, Millwall 0. Blackburn are 1 up at 5th place, Bristol City. Charlton 0, West Brom 0. Derby 1, Hull 1. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Leicester 1, Middlesbrough 0. Stoke 3 up away at Oxford. Coventry...
What's going on?
Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. Abby, what are you expecting from Spurs in the second half?
Share it with the group.
What are you expecting from Spurs in the second half?
Well, more of the same, ideally. More of the same. What's going on with you?
I don't know what's happening here.
What's going on with you?
Can you answer my question?
Yeah, more of the same. I've only seen a minute and 30 seconds of it. They look good. They've come
What's
out again.
happened in the first minute?
They've come out flying so far. There was an early chance for Brennan Johnson, and that's literally it.
Good stuff. Lee, this second half in the PSG Bayern game is going to be fascinating because PSG for large parts of the first half were really, really poor. But Bayern down to 10 men, going to give PSG a real big opportunity.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you'd expect to see some changes from Luis Enrique. Maybe not straight away, but certainly within 10-15 minutes second half. Gonzalo Ramos, obviously PSG need a goal. So, who better than the super sub to come off the bench? So I'd expect to see him come on. Obviously, Seni Mayulu came on late in that first half for the injured Ashraf Hakimi. Big blow for PSG, losing him and Dembele in the first half. But there's hope with Bayern being down to 10 men. There's hope.
Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 0. Thibaut Courtois was the best player in that first half, wasn't he, for Real Madrid?
Outstanding, yeah, and hopefully he isn't in the seconds. Is the plan? And look, I think Liverpool are going to try and find a way of keeping that pressure on. There'll obviously be a few tactical switches that the managers have both noticed at the break. Be interesting to see how long he keeps Robertson on, as I said, because of the amount of pressure that this system puts on him. But I want to see Wirtz get into the game a bit more, and Ekitike likewise. Their combination play, certainly in the early part of the game, was quite exciting, and of course Wirtz almost set up Sobbo for the opener.
Union Saint-Gilloise off to a really good start away. Let's go.
You like saying that, don't you?
They've had a good start.
That's like je ne sais quoi, isn't it?
They've had a good start away to Atletico Madrid in the second half, 1 down, chasing that equaliser. So good luck to Union Saint-Gilloise in that second half. A corner for Liverpool, Ryan. I don't like, by the way, second half attacking the Anfield Road end. Utter woke nonsense.
Well, it's Real Madrid getting a psychological edge on the Reds there,
Oh, he saved again!
Oh, my God.
Courtois just pulled off another really... What are you laughing
I
at?
didn't know you could reach that pitch.
Yeah, I know.
God.
Corner comes in from Wirtz, flicked on at the near post, header from close range.
It's right, Adam.
Is Van Dijk, and he has to react quickly though to push it over the bar.
I mean, imagine if he doesn't.
No, that is sorry.
Imagine if he doesn't save that.
I think he does well then, right? It comes at him quickly.
You would think he's had a shocker, but it adds to his overall presence in goal. And Liverpool have just got to try and keep beating away. Don't lose hope. Don't get frustrated by it. And they'll create more chances because they've got Madrid on the ropes here.
Another corner for Liverpool. This time it's going to be a Dominic Szoboszlai in-swinger. Whipped in. Oh, what a save again! Oh, my goodness me.
It's in my head now.
Wow.
Thank you. Ekitike gets his head on it. It's a powerful header. He goes across the goalkeeper. And Courtois, this one might just be going over. But he gets his fingertips on it. Tips it over the bar. Another corner. Salah! Oh, is this time?
Putting the pressure on.
Gets his head on
Just
it.
keep
This one.
doing that.
And the header just goes wide. Out for a goal kick.
More encouragement, and they are starting to creak a little bit here.
Oh, that's just wide, Ryan.
Keep putting that pressure on. Keep putting that pressure on. Take risks, and it will come, because this is by far the best performance we've seen from Liverpool. So far this season, and it's sustained as well across the first and the second half. It looks like.
The whole not attacking the Kop in the second half. That's got to be Trent who's had a word there. Has to be, surely. They win the toss.
Turn him round, yeah.
Shabby
Alonso also, that's a good point.
I think everyone would just know that you don't want to attack the Kop in the second.
Yeah.
No, they've got two players that.
Go
Salah,
on! There's a space.
Shoot! Hit it, Mo! Oh, it's a really good tackle. He does well there to get past his man,
Look
and
at
then
that in midfield,
Surely.
dealing with it comfortably.
counter though.
Give the ball away.
Done. 2-0.
And Abby, there's a second goal for Spurs. Who scored it? Tell us about it.
That was...
I look a bit more excited.
Sorry, that was Odegaard. Again, it was a mistake from the keeper, to be honest with you. And actually, I think it was Colin that was holding the ball up. I thought he actually was going to finish it, but he didn't. He waited for the on-running Odegaard, who put it in the back of the net. 2-0. Spurs have been good. Like, they haven't really tested in terms of Copenhagen. They haven't really done much. They had one opportunity about 5 minutes ago. Mickey van der Ven lost the ball in his own half, but apart from that, it's pretty much just been all Spurs very, very dominant.
And this would be a big result for Thomas Frank. Oh, goodness me. What is the goalkeeper doing? There's a long ball forward. The goalkeeper doesn't deal with it. It ends up coming off Colin Moani, and the ball ends up being in the air for a long period of time. And to be fair to Colin Moani, Lee, when this ball goes in the air, he actually takes it down absolutely perfectly.
I was just thinking that.
And then he literally plays into the pass of Odegaard and scores.
And this is the thing about him.
I thought he might try. I thought he might try and finish it himself.
Finish
but that's
that
fine.
yourself.
Whoever wants to put the ball.
You can't criticise him.
No, I'm not at all.
Great forward play.
Yeah.
But then you get what you get in the first half from him. And he'll miss from 6 yards.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But do you know what? I'm happy. I don't care who puts the ball in the back of the net.
Selfish thing
I'm
for
just
striker to do.
very happy to see the ball in the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Odegaard was the player to put the ball in the back of the net. And Spurs, from 4 Champions League games, look set to go unbeaten. There is a free kick for Liverpool, left-hand side, outside the box, around 25 yards out. This has got to be Dominic Szoboszlai territory, no?
Yeah, potentially. He's got Salah, I think, for company. But Szoboszlai's shown us his mettle from this distance before. Maybe I'd like to see us try a little bit. So, I mean, ultimately, he unlocked Arsenal this way. I would like us to try maybe something a little bit intricate here.
What would you mean intricate?
Well, just maybe something that they've worked on the training
I think
ground.
Szoboszlai puts his legs through this, no?
For 1 or 2 on the edge, potentially.
I wonder whether he goes laces here, goalkeeper side. Courtois looks
trying
like
to jinx it as much
as
possible.
No, I like that. Good thinking.
Eventually.
Courtois has moved over a lot to his right-hand side. Szoboszlai! He goes goalkeeper side, and Courtois gets across and punches away. I think that was more comfortable. Yeah. A Coventry, top of the table Coventry in the Championship, equalised at home to Sheffield United. Sakamoto has scored there. Coventry 1, Sheffield United 1. Birmingham, Jay Stansfield scored for Birmingham. Birmingham are now 4-0 up at home to Millwall. Millwall, who started the weekend just gone third in the table, dropped points away at Oxford, losing a last-minute goal. And now they're 4-0 down away to Birmingham. And I think Alexis McAllister has just pulled off one of the most cynical fouls you'll see, pulling back Kylian Mbappe. Was on the counter-attack. That's why, that free kick there, it was too central, wasn't it? And Alexis McAllister on a yellow card, booked for hauling down Kylian Mbappe. Did PSG make any changes in that second half, Lee, or not?
No, there was obviously that enforced change just on the stroke of half-time, thanks to the injury to Achraf Hakimi, but nothing yet. I wouldn't expect anything for maybe 15 minutes if the score doesn't change, but I'm sure... he would have rallied the troops, Luis Enrique, at half-time and said, look, we're a man up now. We've got nothing to lose. Go out there and show the better side of yourself, because PSG have been really poor tonight. As good as Bayern have been great. So, yeah. Harry Kane, by the way.
Has he been quiet?
Harry Kane, in front of goal he has, but... recently he's been playing, it's been dropping deeper recently. He's been almost playing like a number 10. He's been spraying balls left, right and centre. He's been incredible. He's kind of done that tonight. His link-up play, his work outside of the box, it's been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Harry Kane has done that for years and years and never got the recognition from it. No one, honestly, unless I think you watch, I genuinely, no one...
he did get love for being a good ball-playing player
I don't think
as well
enough.
as a goal scorer.
I don't think enough.
That's
And I
maybe
think
fair.
people maybe see it, that maybe they see it now more and they recognise it now more because he's at a fancier place than Spurs. But he's been doing that for years. And actually, the time he started doing that was when, you remember he used to get loads of ankle injuries?
Yeah.
And then I think it was under Jose, he started to drop deeper. And then he laid the partnership with him and Son. Son would be the one that was kind of running onto it more so, and having that little that kind of cohesion between the two of them. He started to kind of adapt his game and drop deeper. People don't realise how good of a passer of the ball he is. Honestly, unbelievable.
Yeah, his vision is amazing.
Unbelievable. So
I mean, how many times do you play those balls into
All the
Son on the half
all
turn,
the
left
time,
foot,
all
ball
the
through?
time? It's like people. I think sometimes people think that it's just happened, but it's no. This has always been an element of Kane's game, especially in the last 6 years.
Yeah, at Tottenham.
I didn't actually see that. I was too busy talking about Kane.
Oh, it's Brennan
Oh
Johnson.
no, Brennan.
Studs
At
up
the back leg.
on the ankle. Very good, right?
Very good.
Is that British Brennan Johnson, isn't it?
That is Brennan.
He stretches for the ball and he does catch the Copenhagen player on the back of the leg. I'm not so sure there was enough aggressive intent and force and nature in that. He does catch him on the lower back of the leg. I'm not sure that's a red card though. It's not a yellow card. What do you think, guys?
Well, let's see what he's just about to pull us out of arm, isn't he?
Oh,
I think that's a red card.
well, you'd be
The red?
correct.
Yeah, I thought I didn't see the maliciousness.
No, I agree.
To be
Like he's
He
stretching.
doesn't really strike me as a malicious guy, to be honest with you.
No, but he's like stretching for a ball, and then he does kind of, catch the Copenhagen player low on the back of the leg. But I agree, there wasn't like an aggressive
I'd
kind
like
of
to see it again.
intent there, was it? I'm.
He's stretching.
Oh
I
goodness
don't
me,
really
that has
think
got to
that's-
be one of the softest red cards I've
I
ever
don't think
seen.
that's
He
a
catches
red
him and
card.
studs up, but
I'm not.
I mean, it's too much to the letter, isn't it? Almost. It's the
Oh no.
No.
Vicario's down, holding his left
no,
hamstring.
no.
Well, hopefully it's just cramp.
when it rains, it pours.
Is it cramp or is his hamstring?
Oh god, oh god.
Oh no, Kinski's. Oh, Abby, when it rains, it pours over to you, Abby.
Do you know what? It was all going so well. It was all going so well. You and I have actually been very critical of Vicario.
Yeah, we have.
I'll be honest with you. The last few games, he seems to have turned a corner. He's kept us in many a game lately. I don't know whether or not it's a permanent fixture that he's actually playing well, but I'll be honest. When the other option is Kinski,
Is Fraser Forster still at Spurs? Was that not? a
no,
thing
he's
anymore?
not. And actually, one of our goalkeepers is actually retired to do photography.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Name again?
Alfie Whiteman.
Did it? But he was like part of the first team last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't play.
He didn't play, but he was like
Brandon
part of the
Austin
squad.
played, yeah. But he was like photographer / DJ / footballer, and now he's just said, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
just give it
Do
up.
you know how old he is? Ballpark.
20. I want to say 20. I actually don't
I think he's
know.
27.
I think he's 20.
I think I read
That
that.
He's
is-
going to go 26.
That is a big,
I'll tell you.
life-changing decision to make.
Listen,
Because he could easily probably drop down to the Championship in League One
Yeah, absolutely.
and play football,
he probably could have just stayed at Spurs and carried on. Not
earning a couple of quid
not
and doing all
much.
right for
Yeah,
himself.
I mean,
and
I'd do that job.
His Europa League medal round his neck was.
Yeah.
But I think
That's got to be
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah.
That's got to be the best job in football.
I actually read that he was inspired to sort of have a second career because he saw Abby doing Pilates. He saw Abby go from
27.
He saw Abby start a new career, a new life as being a Pilates
Never too
instructor.
late, guys.
I just thought,
multiple-
if Abby can do it, I
I
want
need to
do
get
it.
on that reformer.
Yeah,
Are you coming to the TalkSport Goals Reformer Pilates lesson next week?
Yes, I am. Yes, if invited.
If invited.
Looks like Ryan could do it right now. Look how
Yeah,
tense he
this-
looks.
this is
Go on.
terrible posture, please. Thank you. Terrible
I've
posture.
never taught posture.
That's better, matey.
It's these chairs.
Yeah, and
It is,
you,
it
have
is
to,
uncomfortable.
chairs.
you do have to get close to the mic as well,
do,
don't
but
you?
then you could just
Exactly.
put it in and then just
See,
Just
look what we do
Pull
for
it in,
our
yeah, no, I know.
craft. You know, I'm
You smashed
sacrificing.
into the microphone, making
Sorry.
a noise.
You're ultimately-
it is long to sit up this way.
Yeah, no,
But,
you're
I
all
mean-
good there. You're all good there. Anyway, good stuff. I do like it when we sort of divot away from.
I know, Jake. Do you know who hates it? Jamie.
No, deep down he likes it.
That's
Deep
why
down
he likes
loves
it.
How are
Deep
Bristol
down.
City doing?
Oh, crikey!
I just wanted.
That's unfair.
I just wanted an day.
Okay, they're losing after being
Still.
hammered and thumped away from home at Stoke on the weekend in that big playoff place game. They're now losing at home to Blackburn by a goal to nil, raising serious doubts and question marks over Bristol City's capabilities of finishing in the Championship playoff places.
Thank you for that.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that, by the way. It's bang out of order from her. Latest scores in the Championship. Top of the table, Coventry have equalised at home to Sheffield United. They lost themselves away at Wrexham on Friday night. Stoke City continue to fly and fly and fly. They're currently second in the table, winning 3-0 away at Oxford. Leicester still leading Middlesbrough, who drop out of the top two by a goal to nil. Ipswich 1, Watford 1, 2 early goals into that game. Derby 1, Hull 1. No goals to the Valley between Charlton and West Brom. Blackburn 1 up at Bristol City. Birmingham cruising at home to Millwall. Right, I don't want to put the mockers on it, obviously.
Sorry, I just
Abby,
wanted to say, so they're making a substitution. They're bringing João Palhinha on, and they've taken off Xavi Simons, who was really not happy about coming off. You could see he's really frustrated. He keeps kind of getting hooked around the 60 to 65 minute mark. I don't actually know why that is.
He had a really good game, I think.
He has had a really good game, and maybe this is with the viewpoint that he will play in that 12:30 game on Saturday, even though it is quite a few days away. But either way, as he came off, he was not happy, and Thomas Frank kind of stopped him to say, like, it's all right, and then he
I guess you have to sacrifice one of the front three, don't you? To bring
especially
on...
now that we're down to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of brushed him aside. Xavi Simons did so. I just think you've come on, had a good performance. Your performances haven't been good up until this point.
Sorry, you say in terms of when he went for the handshake?
He kind of just, like, do you want to do a demo?
Well,
we like
sure.
a demo. So, like, Thomas Frank kind of pulled him. We're not on camera right now. Right, so he kind of, okay, you be Thomas Frank, and you pull my arm, and it was kind of like that.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you gave him a push.
It was a little bit of a push. But I can understand his frustration because he's the best he's played, but he has done that in a few other games where he's been hurt.
Poor Thomas Frank probably isn't going to go for another handshake, is he, ever again?
I
after,
just don't think he should at this point. But, you know, this is what you've got to do. You've got to earn your spot. He's done well
and again,
tonight.
Spurs down to 10 men, so Paulinho replaces
Vicario
Xavi,
seems fine, by the way.
who is understandably unhappy, and Vicario seems better. There's a free kick for Liverpool on the edge of the box. Bellingham,
He keep getting goal side in him.
Bellingham, yeah, Gravenberch just got past Bellingham. He went for a late tackle on Ryan Gravenberch. Surely he must have got a yellow card for that.
This has been. I mean, we must say, look, you know, the backdrop of the season's not been great in terms of a title defence. But the 2 and 3 in the Champions League, disappointing night out in Galatasaray, but they seem to have recovered.
Yeah, I think you could argue, right? This has been the best hour of football I've seen this season in Liverpool in terms of creating chances. And also, again, I don't want to put the mockers on it, but most importantly, looking defensively solid.
Yeah, exactly. And look, you know.
Wow.
That's more like it. Go on, McAllister. Just like he did last time. Opens the score against Madrid. And I wouldn't have put him down
With a header. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0, and the camera pans to the bench.
Number 4.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. Jude Bellingham gave away the free kick. It was a really, really good, dangerous ball whipped into the box. Alexis McAllister gets his head on it, heads home. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. And I'm sorry, Rye, I think, you know, Liverpool in lots of games this season that Liverpool have won haven't been at their best. I think we deserve, please be on side here.
Is he on or is he off?
I think he's just fine there, isn't he?
Ooh, it looks like he's in the huddle.
Yeah. Also, the ball from Sabozlai, by the way, is absolutely brilliant. It's in a dangerous area, whipped in with pace. He's been absolutely bloody fantastic. And McAllister gets his head on it. This time it is at Courtois, but couldn't react quick enough. Right, I think we deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't not say that's deserved. You know, the overall pressure. Courtois, I think he's had 6 or 7 meaningful saves that he's done brilliantly with. But, you know, eventually, if you keep knocking on that door, there will be cracks in the frame. And that is a brilliant header. He just gets on target ultimately and gets the power behind it. And he needs that. You know, he's a player with, in terms of his confidence. He really needs that.
They're checking the goal. I think he looked onside here.
I think he's on. My sense is that he's on.
I think he's onside here. Coventry 2-1 up at home to Sheffield United. Bobby Thomas scoring after 60 minutes. I've only seen one replay of it.
Oh my gosh, what a goal from Mickey van der Ven.
Abby, take it away.
Oh my gosh, I literally looked at that and I thought, who is that? Mickey van der Ven has just run the whole length of the pitch Honestly, this is like reminiscent of Son against Burnley all those years ago when he won the Puskas award for it. He has literally picked that ball up from his own half and run the whole end of the pitch. And what a finish that is. Hope he hasn't done his hamstring. in the meantime.
Check over. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. That goal stands. He was
need you to see
onside.
this replay.
So yeah, my eyes was on the game
It's
at
okay.
Anfield. This must be a good goal
It
because
was
he's literally been
sensational.
mobbed by every single one of his
That was a
his
sensational
teammates.
goal.
This is some celebration.
I probably
by the
did
way.
not do that justice.
I don't think you have, Abby.
I haven't done that justice. That was absolutely unbelievable.
I can't wait for this replay.
Wow. Get on with the replay. Come on.
Yeah, I remember that goal against Burnley where
It was-
Son in and out.
It was very similar to that type of a goal. That was wonderful.
So Spurs down to 10 men, are 3-0 up. Yeah, Mickey van de Ven picks the ball up on the edge of his box. No way.
It's literally...
He runs.
Oh, wow.
He runs.
He beats 5 players. He goes through on goal
Love that.
and then slots the ball past the goalkeeper. He picks the ball up exactly on the edge of his box. There's a moment where he goes through 3 or 4 players, goes all the way into the box
That-
and slots the ball in the back of the
Honestly.
net. If Lionel Messi scored that goal,
Yeah.
it'd be spoken about for years.
That's
And, well, we could have another Puskas goal now.
That is.
That is an unbelievable... That is an
And also, we should
unbelievable
obviously
goal.
specify this is from a defender as well.
Yes.
A centre back
He
who's just done that.
he actually
That's
did
a
it against
ridiculous goal.
United. Remember, there was a goal, I think, last season. He did it
No,
against...
no.
was it
He
United?
got the assist. You're
He got the
absolutely
assist,
right.
sorry, yes.
That post Brennan.
He did, but-
He went past
Yes.
loads of players. Right, how good is that goal? That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Well, and look, I think what a way to repay your manager after
Yeah.
the spat that you had with him last week. That
Yeah.
feels really innocuous. It feels yesterday's news now. It's an extraordinary goal. You
That
know,
was
he
so-
did
that
something
was
similar against
great.
United, didn't he?
Yeah, that's
To
what
open
we
them
were
up.
just saying, but
You know,
he ended up passing it
He
to
got the
Brennan.
assist for Brennan.
That was
Yeah.
outstanding.
That was so...
That is.
I wanna
that-
see it again.
That is. He's an absolute freak, isn't he? In terms of his speed, his agility, his power, but also the finish as well.
Finish was
like
great.
when he went through on goal. How many centre backs have the ability to almost keep their composure? I mean, Lee, that's ridiculous.
That's what you want from Conan Mwani.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what you want from him. Absolutely fantastic. What a goal that was.
that was-
Brilliant.
Oh, ow, sorry, I was so excited to whack the mic. I was so excited by that. I honestly, I looked up and I thought, surely that's not Mickey. I thought, can it be Polina? But what a goal that was. Honestly.
that is, I think, a goal that we're going to be speaking about for a long
when I
time.
see we're going to do it again now.
Spurs are on it's 3-on-2 here.
we go.
Oh,
1-on-1. Is that Romero?
surely not.
Oh, it's Paulinho.
They're all getting it on the act now.
They're all going for it now.
Spurs are 4-0 up home
Yeah.
to
Trent can't drive.
Oh, five.
By the way, don't look happy, does he, Trent? Sorry, back to Spurs. Spurs 4, Copenhagen 0. Some of the play,
Goal.
Van de Ven got criticism, didn't he, for Paulinho
Polina
got some
got
criticism
heavy
on
criticism.
Monday Night Football. Spurs 4, Copenhagen 0. Down to 10 men. What an evening.
What an evening. I actually thought it was very unfair, the criticism that João Paulinho has had. I completely disagreed with Jamie Carragher. Not that he'll care about my opinion, but I don't believe that João Paulinho was brought in to do that job. His job is to sit there and kind of sweep up and do the dirty work. Who got that assist, by the way?
Is that? Oh, he might be offside. I think he's offside, by the way. That's Romero. Is that Romero?
That might be Romero.
I think it's Romero who finds himself
I
very,
think
very
that
high.
was
It is Romero. And also, by the way, the pass from Romero there
Oh,
to find Paulinho is
great.
really impressive.
So
I think he's going to be offside, though, by the way.
What my biggest takeaway from tonight, by the way,
Mickey
is
van
that
de Ven.
Mickey van de Ven, Destiny Udogie and Christian Romero can all actually attack. So that's what we're going to be doing from now on.
Do you know people are comparing that Van de Ven goal to the Gareth Bale one against Inter Milan when he just runs down the left-hand side, runs, and then scores?
That was the best. Oh, no, it looks like it. It looks like it's standing.
Has it really? Oh, I think my offside call has been pretty good so far this
It
evening.
looks like it's standing.
Oh, it has to. Apologies. Goodness me, that was offside to me, no?
Yeah, so I actually didn't agree with any of that criticism that João Paulinho got. I think he's been a great signing. I think he's exactly what Spurs needed. Yes, we would like a more attacking player next to him, but I think his job isn't to create. His job isn't to score goals. I mean, he actually has popped up a few times this season, but that's actually not his role. So I didn't really understand that criticism from Jamie Carragher.
Look at this from Spurs. Spurs are in again here. Oh, could be a fifth one. Oh, should have been a fifth one. I think that's Colin Mwani, but the goalkeeper denied him from close range. That's an outrageous neck tattoo, by the way, from the goalkeeper. But Spurs absolutely flying at home to Copenhagen. And on a serious note, Thomas Frank needed a result like this and a performance like this as well.
Oh, massively. Like I said, this fixture probably couldn't have weirdly come at like a better time, because I don't think anyone thought going into this where on earth are the goals going to come from, Copenhagen or not. But this has been a really good, high energy, aggressive performance where Tottenham actually have come out the blocks flying. People can say it's only Copenhagen, but they needed to get the confidence up because they just haven't been able to create or score. We've done something different tonight, a little bit in like a nod to Ange in the sense that we've kind of had Destiny in that high little pocket there. Xavi Simons had a really good 60 odd minutes. And yet we're just going to have to find goals from all over the pitch if we can't create. We're doing fine tonight, so it's obviously something that they have held back on for whatever reason. Just seems like maybe the handbrake's been a little bit let off tonight.
How big is that game on Saturday against Manchester United? 12:30 game live on talkSPORT.
Huge.
You gonna be there?
I will be there. Yes, I will be there. Huge. Like look. I'm not being funny. We've always.
You gonna boo the team?
No, I didn't boo the team the other day either.
Oh, good.
No, I don't feel the need to. My booing over the years has kind of been aimed more so at Daniel Levy, and now I don't have anyone to boo at. So
I'm sure you'll find someone on Saturday
sure.
when you're 3-0 down.
3-0 down to United, don't be silly.
No, well, they're in decent form, aren't they?
They are in decent form. The jury's still out. That really has gone. Oh.
So, latest scores then in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid are leading Union Saint-Gilloise by a 1-0. Juventus 1, Sporting 1. Juventus still searching for their first victory of this season's Champions League. Monaco are 1-up away at Bodo Glimt. What else have we got? Liverpool still leading Real Madrid by that 0-0. Though Rodrigo has just come on for Camavinga. Still no Trent.
That might unbalance things even more in midfield. I mean, also
make it more open for Liverpool.
They're trying to create more opportunities.
Well, they've got to
because they've been snuffed out.
They haven't had one. Have they had? Has Mumford really made a save and anchor yet?
No,
I mean, has he?
The best chance they had in the second half was a run by
Bellingham one
through the box, and then his cross was wayward. The Bellingham chance is the best overall, but they haven't really laid a glove on them in the second half, and Liverpool are just pushing at every opportunity they get, and you can see that confidence now creeping back in.
Is he going to bring Trent on?
Look, he might need to.
They need a goal. Trent, as we know, is an option. That ball playing ability from right.
I think we know how the narrative works in football, and I think if he plays into that, there's a chance that Trent could definitely have a say in pulling his team back into this. It's just it's written in the stars almost, isn't it? That
don't say that, mate.
No, but there is always there's always that jeopardy of someone coming back to haunt you. You were talking about it before, Lee, with PSG and how players come back. And they come to haunt you. So, obviously, I hope that's not the case tonight. But they've just been all over the park. It's not a brilliant attack display. It's not a brilliant defensive display. It's just the overall package has been superb.
This will be a huge win for Liverpool. And, of course, Sunday, it's Man City away in the Premier League, the 4:30 game, which is also massive. Vinny Jr.'s got the ball on the left-hand side. He's got Bellingham outside. Bellingham comes back inside to Vinny Jr., who works it infield to Tchouaméni, and Liverpool managed to regroup and put 11 behind the ball as they look to try and stay solid. And with that attacking change, Rodrigo coming on for Camavinga, wasn't it? Liverpool might get some space, possibly on the counter-attack. We're approaching the final few minutes in the games in the Championship. Derby, who have won their last 3 games in the Championship, have taken the lead at home to Hull. Derby 2, Hull 1. Lee, have PSG come close to putting a goal back against Bayern Munich?
Not really. They're having a lot more of the ball. Bayern are just sitting nice and deep, literally mopping everything up that PSG are throwing at them. But again, they're just not finding a way through this big, strong wall that Bayern have put up. Actually, Bayern are still a threat on the counter-attack, even though they are down to 10 men, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be PSG's night at the moment. Looks like there's going to be a couple of changes on the way. We've got Gonzalo Ramos, as I spoke about earlier. Looks like he's going to be coming on imminently. But I mean, Bayern have been by far the better team, even despite going down to 10 men. It's almost like they've taken PSG winning the Champions League in their stadium personally. But it's just one of those. It's one of those nights. Luckily for PSG, winning at Barcelona on match day 2 has been almost kind of like we'll cover for this defeat, really, because these are big games. They couldn't afford to lose both of those, and it looks like they're not going to get anything from tonight as it stands right now. Which is worth saying, by the way, this game is nearly 10 minutes behind the Tottenham game, so it might not have finished by the time we go off the air.
Ekitike's got the ball in the box, left-hand side. He's got options in the middle.
I don't know why he waited so long. You just give him...
Should have been a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, to give this man opportunity to get more men back in the box.
And Liverpool, going to just recycle the ball back to Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool at the moment, I don't put the mockers on it, but I mean, Real Madrid, given they've got some ridiculously good attacking players on display, haven't just really offered anything really sort of going forward, have they, from an offensive point of view? When you've got players like Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and Bellingham on the pitch, it only takes sort of one moment and they could possibly be in. I wonder what changes. This feels like an Endo 76th minute substitute appearance to come on. Ryan, maybe just shrub that midfield a little bit or not?
Well, potentially, I don't know. It seems like he's very happy with what he's got. Obviously, he's got to manage minutes as well because Sunday will be on the horizon, but there's a big enough gap.
He only made one sub on Saturday, didn't he?
Yeah.
The gap, I think it was.
And that's what he needs to do. I mean, I've been calling for that for weeks, to be honest with you, to get that consistency back in the side, to stop making so many changes. Maybe he thought, well, I'm going to give myself a bit more license to try and bed in a few more players and ride through the sticky patches of form.
Sorry, Ryan. A really good dangerous ball from Vinny Jr. came into the box. That's what I love from Andy Robertson. He read the ball.
Spends it well.
He got in there.
Yeah.
It was an aggressive header. And I just think that's really, really good, strong experience defending. And I think Milos Kerkez is going to be a great player for Liverpool. But I think Slot's done the right thing to go back to Robertson for these big games.
Yeah, but look at McAllister. And lots of people, if he listens to the outside, I was looking at sort of some of the decision-making that he's made over the last couple of months. And I look at McAllister, for instance, and think, he dropped Wirtz on Saturday and played McAllister. But that proved to be the most sensible route back to winning ways. So, it's strong leadership and management to put a player in the side who had played on Wednesday night against Crystal Palace, been on the back of a fifth defeat in six, personally, and, wasn't playing very well. And look at how that's paid off in dividends tonight. The fact that he's got the defining goal as it stands is testament to his character and the way that he's worked himself back up to full fitness. And you don't then hope to see that then come through the likes of Wirtz in the coming weeks, and then Isak as well, obviously, when you've still got to embed back into the side. So it's exciting that Liverpool have ridden quite a rough patch. This, again, still not out the woods yet. 2 brilliant performances so far, and this one's not even over just yet. But I think really important that they start to change the narrative around that, Arne Slot 2.0, because he's shown tonight so far that he's got his tactics spot on.
Vinny Jr. for Madrid. Oh, there was a shot.
Brilliant.
It's that Rodrigo Mbappe trying to get the shot away from outside the box, but it was really, really well blocked. Lee, Vitinha coming close for PSG, trailing Bayern Munich by 2-0.
Yeah, he's tried quite a few times actually from distance, and Bayern have blocked everything, but that one got through.
Oh my goodness me! Kylian Mbappe there. Talk about one moment. Ball from the left-hand side gets pulled back to Mbappe. Almost takes a bounce just in front of him. And from the left-hand side, he has to almost open up his body and try and side-foot it first time into the far corner. And goodness me, it is just wide. That is some effort, and it didn't go in. But Lee, you've seen plenty of him in PSG. The quality on that, the execution on that's a really, really tough shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a lovely finisher, and he's in such great form this season as well. Everything is hitting, is going in. 14 goals in 18 games this season for Real Madrid. And, you could just see that sailing into the top corner. But, a player in top form right now. He looks really lean, actually. He got ill over in the summer, didn't he, at the Club World Cup, and he lost quite a lot of weight, but he's come back. It seems to have served him really well. But again, a huge threat for Liverpool in this next 14 minutes plus stoppage time.
How many teams, Lee, do you think realistically can win the Champions League this season? How many teams are good enough?
I don't see an overriding favourite right now. I think Liverpool will be in the mix. I think Real Madrid will be in the mix. I think Paris Saint-Germain will be in the mix, as will Bayern. I think there's about 5 or 6 teams that can go
Spurs?
on and win this. Listen, you never know. If I said to you at this point last season, PSG had 4 points.
Yeah.
4 points.
Remember that Man City game? They started the game against Man City outside of the top 20.
Exactly.
So we're 2-0 down in that game.
I asked you about that, Lee. Did you feel that they were just working through a rough patch and they were ultimately going to come good? Or was there just too much of a strength of feeling at the time that actually... there was question marks over Enrique's, question marks in terms of, what are PSG going to do this season? Did it feel like that you were going to come out the other side of it, or was it
not the way they did? not the way they did. I expected them to improve, and there was the January transfer window. They brought in Kvaratskhelia, and they started.
That was a game changer.
It was, and they started to pick up momentum actually just before Christmas. They beat Monaco in Liga, and they started to pick a couple of wins up in the Champions League. But it was that game against Man City. We always go back to that Man City game, 2-0 down, and then early in the second half, Grealish put the City 2-0 up, and PSG scored 4 goals, and from then the momentum built and built and built and built, and from there it ended up with glory and the best, the biggest night in the club's history.
I don't want to. By the way, do you want to tell everyone what happened to you on the day of the final?
Yeah, I was ill. I had a ticket. I went down to Heathrow on the morning. I got to Heathrow. I knew the night before that I wasn't probably gonna be good. And I got down to Heathrow, got to the check-in desk. I had a flight to go from Heathrow to Brussels and then Brussels to Munich. And I stood there and I just went to the lady at the desk. As I went to check in, I stood there and was like, can you just get me out? I need to go home.
You felt that bad. That's so sick.
Yeah,
that day of you going with your team playing the Champions League final.
Here's the thing. I sat through the 6-1 in the new camp. As in, I was in the stadium that night. The defeat to Man United, the 3-1 Rashford penalty last minute. The 3 goals at the Bernabeu that Benzema scored. I've sat in person who's all of that, and that was my moment.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to.
Oh, Lee, don't. I like you too much for a bloke. I'm starting to make me feel sorry for you. Oh, yeah. I'm absolutely gutted.
I know you must have been so ill, but
I was so ill. I was that ill that I couldn't do it. I couldn't get on the plane. I literally couldn't do it. I had to get home.
What?
Producer Jamie just said in my ear, what about a bit of Calpol? That's outrageous.
Calpol, Jamie.
Go on.
Like, would you not have taken the chance that you could have felt a bit better? But
I'm sure he was feeling pretty bad if he couldn't board the plane to watch his team.
Is it the fact that you probably think you'll see it again in your lifetime?
No, not at all. I was that ill. I could barely stand.
Fair.
Yeah.
Calpol and fix it, though.
Yeah. But Jamie's just there downing a bottle of Calpol, trying to get him better. Yeah, Lee, honestly, I'm absolutely gutted for you because you missed the semi-final, didn't you? Because you were away,
I was in Dubai for the second leg. I was here with you, wonderful people, for the first leg. So it was a bit of a tough one, really.
And how's the lad getting on in Australia?
He's good.
Oh, look who's coming on!
Wow.
We will come back to him very shortly, but I tell you what.
6. Six.
Who said 6?
6. I said 6, to be fair.
6 is back. I'll tell you what.
And it can't be bench cam anymore.
There might be one more bench cam.
He's not on the bench anymore. He's on the sideline.
He's not
That's
on
a
yet.
technicality.
Come on. I can go to VAR, but he's not currently on the pitch.
Charlton have scored a 96th-minute winner at home to West Brom. And PSG have got a goal back, Lee.
Yes, it is. It's João Neves. Just come on as a substitute. The ball's whipped in. And it's a lovely finish by him. PSG's second top scorer of this season. That's his 4th of the season. Just come back from injury. And impact, game on now. We've got 17 minutes left. It's 2-1 and PSG are back in it.
I tell you what, it just looks weird seeing Trent in a Real Madrid top at Anfield. Here we go. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I reckon we can do 7.
Is at Anfield and is coming on as a Real Madrid player.
Get a sense of what the atmosphere is.
Well, I tell you what, we don't have sound, do we, here in the talkSPORT Gold studio? My goodness me, we need sound for this. I'm sure we'll find out through social media what the reaction is going to be. I think we know he's going to get booed, don't we? I think from the majority of people. Right? How it just looks bizarre.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
strange?
That's it.
Yeah, very odd. Very odd.
Look like that gone in.
Off the bar.
That did look like it gone in from that angle. It looked like it just literally dropped in. Ignore me.
Yeah, very, very odd indeed. And it looks like by his body language.
Ryan, he looks. Trent, I was like, Trent looks. I'm no body language expert.
Yeah.
But he looks like someone that just walked into a cauldron of hate and noise.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I think Alonso is trying to capitalise on that. I think it's the last dice he can throw is to bring Trent on 10 minutes before the end. His quality on the ball. Is he able to create something that's going to unlock Liverpool, who so far, I have to say, have been extraordinarily impressed with how they've responded over the last couple of days. So happy with the general performance. And looking at all the news, it's a chorus of boos.
Yeah, it's a chorus of boos. Yeah, I think as we expected. Liverpool have made 2 changes, by the way. Gakpo's come on for Hugo Ekitike and Curtis Jones on for McAllister. Good to see McAllister
in the false 9.
Wirtz plays the false 9, and good to see Alexis McAllister playing well. Is someone gonna leave one in on Trent?
Well, I think I was thinking about that about Robertson, but Robertson's a little bit too kind to do that,
they're probably really good mates as well.
Yeah, they're good.
But like, imagine the noise inside the stadium if Trent
down Robertson's side. I mean, it looks.
I know you won't like this, but just for the plot, like if Trent could do something.
If Trent was to score in front of the Kop, it would. I mean,
it would be good, wouldn't it?
I would love for the plot Trent to get a free kick,
score an own
the
goal,
edge of the area, and to hit it 60 yards into the.
Yes, that sounds much better.
Yeah. Sounded a little bit bitter, but yeah.
But it'd be a good plot, though, wouldn't it?
Good plot. I'd rather it go in the back of the net, just for the neutrals in the room.
Yeah. Well, I was just equalising your plot. You know,
my plot's done.
Your plot's got holes in it.
My plot.
Your plot's a nice and easy plot tonight, Abby.
I retired at 66 minutes.
You retired?
Charlison's had a couple of chances. One came off the underside of the bar.
Last way through the season.
He's desperately trying to get a goal. But this has been a nice walk. Since going down to 10 men, we've looked great.
Union San Gilles Waz have got a goal back away at Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid went 2-up thanks to Conor Gallagher. I'm just saying their name.
Say it again.
Union SG have scored a goal. Ross Sykes scored the goal for Union SG after 80 minutes. Atletico Madrid 2, Union SG 1. Charlton, by the way, making a habit of scoring late goals in the Championship. And Charlton have scored a 95th minute goal to beat West Bromwich Albion by a 0-0. Absolutely remarkable stuff. I'll bring you full time to the Championship very, very shortly, entering the final few minutes of those games. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. Spurs are flying home to Copenhagen. PSG have got a goal back against Bayern Munich. PSG 1, Bayern Munich 2. But really, all eyes are going to be on Anfield for the next few minutes because Liverpool are 1-0 up. And, Middlesbrough have equalised. In the 96th minute, Ayling scoring for Middlesbrough away at Leicester. Leicester 1, Middlesbrough 1. Massive goal that is for Middlesbrough. Salah's got the ball right-hand side. He comes infield. Can he get a shot away? He can, but it's blocked. And he's going to give away a free kick, isn't he? Like last season, right? He just cuts in and just bends that top bends, doesn't he?
Yeah, or, in that situation, he gives the defender a decision to make. And, he's been fouled a number of times in the box at times. So
Trent gives it out to the right-hand side to Rodrigo. Back inside to Vinny Jr. And it's a really, really good defensive
just tried to
play.
leave one on him seconds ago.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, the same was at a high press. And that would be quite interesting as well. The two Scousers.
Yeah. It's interesting. I wonder how many of the lads he's still sort of in contact with and he's still mates with and stuff.
Probably quite a few.
Still really good mates, yeah.
My personal opinion is I don't really think Liverpool players care.
Yeah, Van Dijk did say he hasn't spoke to him. But I think Gravenberch and Szoboszlai came out and said, they spoke to him. They're going to give him a good.
In quite an indifferent way, I think, not in a sort of malicious way.
No.
Who, Van Dijk?
I'm guessing, obviously, with what happened to Diogo Jota, they would have all come together as well.
Of course.
Over the summer.
And Trent did leave, didn't he? Sort of something for Diogo Jota outside Anfield yesterday, and so too did Xavi Alonso. He was there, which was a nice moment. And just there, Conor Bradley doing really, really well against Vinny Jr. Good, strong play.
Here comes Chiesa.
And here comes Federico Chiesa. You want to do a song for Federico Chiesa, do you? I'm being told.
Do I?
Apparently.
Well, after your Calpol remark, mate,
Excuse me?
What's the song? Now you have to do
Apparently you've done it for our producer in the underground.
Did I?
Oh, yeah. How many few beers did you have?
I would assume quite a lot.
Do you know what's really annoying for me?
Go on.
Is producer Jamie can't talk to any of you. He can just talk to me.
I feel like producer Jamie hacked my phone.
I get all the stuff in my ear, not you. Sing, Ryan, for us.
Sing a song each from each club.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, do you want to do a
Don't be encouraging this, Lee. Don't be encouraging him. I'm behind the scenes, pulling the strings. I've got more than
Oh,
Paul.
God!
That's John.
Oh! That's a Gakpo! Salah!
Here we go!
Oh!
That's not going to.
Oh, Courtois just made another really good save. Was it Gakpo first? Then there was a block from Salah. Gakpo pulling him back. Salah does really well down the right-hand side. He comes in the box. He finds space. He beats the man. And then Gakpo from a couple of yards out shoots straight at the goalkeeper. Then it comes to Salah. I think that's Militao with an unbelievable last-ditch block.
Brilliant game.
It's been a really good game. Here's Trent now for Real Madrid. Coming inside. Plays a simple ball. Oh, I don't know, Ryan. I've got a bad feeling about this.
What were your feelings?
I just think we played actually really well. We deserve to win this game of football.
Yeah, we do, absolutely.
Curtis Jones now coming forward for Liverpool.
Come on. Well, they've had to take risks. You know, they've had to unbalance the team by bringing on the likes of Rodrigo.
One more sub. Kirkes is coming on. Go to a back five, or he's not going to take Robertson off at this time, is he?
Don't put Kirkes down that side.
I don't think he's going to.
That's what gives me a bit of a headache.
I wonder, do you think Kirk is on for Wirtz and maybe Chiesa goes as the ninth?
Essentially, yeah. I definitely think that will happen.
Thibaut Courtois, by the way. All right, mate, we get it.
You know, in terms
you're a
of
good goalkeeper. I mean, get over it, mate.
Salah's been battered over the last.
Also, by the way, as we're having a conversation, Lee Phelps is making all sorts. Lee Phelps, Lee Davies, not Lee Phelps. Lee Phelps might be making all sorts of. He is taking Robertson off, by the way, for Kirkes with 2 minutes to go. Lee, is this all PSG?
This is all PSG. They are piling on the pressure. João Neves with the latest effort. His header is just skimmed past the post. Smallest guy on the pitch. Bayern are feeling the heat for the first time in the game now. Defensive substitution a couple of minutes ago from Vincent Kompany. He took off Michael Olise. He's brought on Kim Min-jae. Again, just to add a little bit more steel to the backline. But PSG are really turning the screw now. And this is going to be a really interesting 9 minutes plus stoppage time. Harry Kane currently down. He's took a couple of knocks tonight. I'm not sure if he's got an injury. It looks like a bit of cramp. But yeah, PSG really, really knocking on the door now.
Wirtz and Robertson off for Chiesa and Kirkes. We've got 90 seconds of normal time left in the game at Anfield. Abby, this has been as comfortable as you like for Tottenham Hotspur.
Very comfortable. There really is not much report. Spurs keep counter-attacking every kind of 2-3 minutes, but apart from that, they're not having any more success. The little goal flurry, I think, is done for the night. But it's been a really good evening. It's just shown you that you can attack and you can have good transitions and you can have a lot of counter-attacking football. And hopefully, Dane Scarlett, can you do something for me? Go on.
Oh, he might win a penalty
there.
Ben? Yeah, he's won a penalty. Ben. Goodness me. Spurs might score 5 at home in the Champions League.
Richarlison's gone straight across to get that ball.
Yeah,
he's missed quite a few chances tonight. It's been come on, but yeah. So I mean, won't count the chickens for the hatch, but that could be 5. Could be 5 for Spurs. Nice to see Dane Scarlett.
Sorry, you won't count the what? Sorry,
that's a real saying. I haven't got that one wrong.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
Isn't it count your chickens before they hatch?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That
was good. That was really
that
good.
That was a good one.
Well, wait for that penalty. I want to bring you full times very quickly in the Championship. What an evening for Birmingham. Back-to-back wins, beating Millwall by 4-0. Struggling Blackburn pick up a big 3 points to move away from the relegation zone. 1-0 winners at Bristol City. Charlton score a late goal to beat West Brom by 1-0. Derby came from 1 down to beat Hull 2-1. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Middlesbrough scored a 96th-minute equaliser. Luke Ayling away at Leicester. That finished 1-1. Stoke continued to fly, winning 3-0 away at Oxford. Not full-time yet. Coventry leading Sheffield United by 2-1. So Coventry and Stoke are the top 2. Stoke go above Middlesbrough. Millwall, Charlton, Preston complete the top 6. Bristol City, Hull and Birmingham just outside the top 6. The bottom 3, Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich, Sheffield United, Blackburn up to 18th in the table after that victory this evening. Milos Kirkes came on. Richarlison, by the way, Abby, can take the penalty for Spurs. Richarlison, what an evening this will be, by the way. 5 goals at home in the Champions League. Oh, he misses.
Oh, my God.
He hits the crossbar. Again. And Richarlison is just... I don't want to be mean on Richarlison. He's just nowhere near good enough, is he? Like, he should have been sold ages ago.
Yeah, but do you know what?
I'm not because he missed that, but just in general.
This is one of the biggest problems with Spurs, right? They can't shift a lot of players, so that is why they're still here. Did he ever warrant being bought for 60 million? No, but that's not his fault.
He hits it seriously well, but it comes off the bar.
That is honestly the second time it's happened tonight. Yeah, he shouldn't still be at the club. This £60 million price tag that we paid for him gets branded around so much. It's not his fault. That's what Tottenham paid for him. They're the stupid ones. But I think there is talk about him going back to Everton, actually.
Oh, really?
There's been a little bit of talk about him going back to Everton potentially in Jan. I don't know. I would love to see...
Beto Barry, and you go to Richarlison. Corner for Madrid, really good header from Ibu Konate. Abs, we'll come back to Spurs in a second. Ryan, I think Conor Bradley this evening has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. And the ball down that left channel for Vinicius, who tears him initially down the flank, up towards the byline, and to have the energy at 90 minutes to crash in the way that he did, and time it to perfection, by the way, because if he gets that wrong, he puts Real Madrid in a perfect moment to sort of an angle free kick on that right side. It's brilliant.
I think Conor Bradley's done. He's had Mbappe, Vinny Jr. coming down left-hand side. He's been absolutely outstanding. He's been solid. He's read the game well, put in good tackles, shielded the ball out really, really well. Here comes Cody Gakpo for Liverpool. Inside the box. Trent does well defensively to get back in and take the ball off Conor Bradley. 5 minutes added on at Anfield. We played 2 minutes of those. The PSG Bayern game was way behind. 85 minutes gone in that game. Spurs are 90 seconds away from picking up a victory. Ryan, 3 minutes to go now. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. After that awful run of form.
Yeah.
I mean, to go to beat Villa and Real Madrid, back-to-back home wins, one in the league, one in the Champions League. Crisis? What crisis?
Well, we're not out the.
I went early on that one, didn't I? By the way,
still got a couple of minutes left, and I know the quality of this team, and I know the storylines that are hanging over the game. That the football it works in mysterious ways. I think I need some of your Pilates, Abby, because there's going to be a nervy couple of minutes. This.
Sit up straight then. Go on.
That's really going to help, I think.
That'll help you.
Again, I don't want to put the mockers on anything, but I think.
I can feel you're both very stressed. I've got lots of stressful energy.
Yeah, we can't all be 4-0 up, 4-0
we
up,
are
can we?
literally on the verge.
But also, like one of the biggest worries this season has been how easy it's been for teams to play through Liverpool and have chance after chance. It's been much more solid, much more organised this evening. Conor Bradley deals with it. Ibu Konate tries to get to the ball. It comes out to Vinny Jr. down the left-hand side.
Brilliant.
And once again, Ibu Konate really good. Less than 2 minutes to go. Konate, what's he going to do with it? I love it when that stand on the far side, everyone's on their feet, Ryan. You know it's a big fun 90 seconds. It's a poor ball. Real Madrid win the ball back.
Lose it there.
Really tense.
Get out to him. Well done. Konate's been really good. Win the free kick.
Okay, that'll do. But get rid of it.
Nice.
Brilliant. That's excellent, Konate.
And Salah does well there. So Chiesa!
Blame That's bad again. I mean,
Courtois does well to cut down and win it.
What a keeper.
That's unbelievable.
He's no Mabadashvili.
Unreal.
Well, he's
how much space has he got?
Go on.
yeah, with far more chances than that. He just got his...
What? Where is everyone?
Look who's on that side.
On the way back.
Get up to him, keeper. That's fine. That's gone.
That'll do.
Goal kick.
That'll do.
No, sit in.
Cleared it.
That'll do. Yeah, well done, Connor.
Yes.
He's been absolutely brilliant.
Bradley. Yes, Bradley.
It was Trent's ball in that was over here, and Vinny just, I wouldn't go down now, fella, trying to find a fading injury.
I'll tell you what, Vinny Jr.'s been so dramatic all game.
Why is he being dramatic when his side is one down with 30 seconds to go?
He's been locked out on that side by Bradley up until now, and I don't think he's dealt with it particularly well. Come on! Put it through! Put it through!
Has he not played him in?
Oh, my God. Just blow. Blow, ref.
Give it a free kick?
Giving a free kick.
What's he give?
Yellow
card. What's he give?
I'll tell you what.
Chiesa's down. Looks like a free kick.
Not playing Gakpo there?
He just misjudges the pass.
I was giving a free kick. Yes,
It
a
looks
poor
like he's
tackle.
giving free kicks to Liverpool.
On.
Yeah, on Liverpool.
Yeah, Xavi Alonso, by the way, he's not happy, is he? It's a free kick. He absolutely clatters him. It's Carreras. He absolutely clatters him. Yellow card. 5 minutes gone. Yeah. All valid time is up. Come on. Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0.
Get it in the corner.
Yeah, played for the corner here.
I think you played really well tonight.
I think this has been our best performance of the season.
Oh, by a country mile.
How to flick the switch so quickly?
Yeah.
It is beyond.
But it always felt like, right, that was going to happen. It always felt like, even though we were playing badly, these are still good players who were in just a rut,
yes,
weren't they?
no,
Like,
look, I mean...
I never thought we were going to finish 10th this season. I always thought we were going to find...
No, but when a side loses 4 in a row, that's unlike Liverpool, they don't normally go on those types of runs. So
it happened on a club, though.
Yeah, it did, but there was reasons for that. Injuries.
And there goes the full-time whistle.
Come on! Yes!
Liverpool have beaten Real Madrid by a goal to 0. They back up the win at home to Aston Villa, and they've beaten Real Madrid. Alexis McAllister, the goal scorer. What a night, Ryan.
Yeah, what a night. And look, they've had the critics.
Yeah.
And understandably so, but my word, what a way to shut them up.
Yeah, do you know what?
In terms of statement performances, in terms of their overall game, being defensively secure and solid, opening up Madrid, putting them on the back foot, it never felt really, other than the extraordinary quality that they have in that front line, it never really felt in doubt tonight, did it? I didn't feel so. After we scored that goal, the momentum was all in one trajectory, and I'm just so pleased that they've put in that type of performance, and it gives you so much confidence going into City now.
I agree. I think the result is one thing, but that for me was Liverpool's best all-round performance of the season. I think lots of things have gone wrong for Liverpool this season. My biggest worry is how open Liverpool have been defensively this season. Yeah. Even the games we were winning at the start of the season, it was way too easy for teams to cut through Liverpool. It was like a midfield wasn't there, creating chances. I mean, Bellingham had a shot saved in the first half, didn't he? The keeper made a good save. Other than that, though, we were solid. We were compact. The midfield three were together. I think Conor Bradley at right back tonight was absolutely outstanding. He did a job on Vinny Jr. Konate won everything. Yeah. We looked compact. We looked well organised. And then when we had the ball as well, we created chances. We looked dangerous. I thought Wirtz looked good again, finding space in the pockets. Yeah. And you know what? This team was taking criticism. And rightly so, by the way. They've been absolutely nowhere near good enough throughout the whole season, even in the games we were winning at the start of the season. But to beat Villa and back that up with that performance against Real Madrid, it's some performance, some effort, Ryan. That's as good as it gets, really. Yeah,
a couple of people I think to recognise tonight. Robertson, had so much pressure on him on that left side, given that we were given Wirtz a bit more licence on the left, and he didn't have the natural width to Gakpo, and I think he dealt with all the traffic down that side brilliantly. Bradley, I don't think Vinny Jr. fancied that one bit. He didn't fancy the atmosphere. He kept going down at every opportunity, and Bradley had his number all night. And Szoboszlai, right in the middle of the park, always providing the tempo and the press and the aggression and the engine and the energy. And he was terrific. And again, another example of leadership. I heard actually Sam Quek talking about Liverpool lacking leaders on talkSPORT. And, I feel like that's a performance where, leadership was right throughout. Right throughout all those positions.
Did Wayne Rooney have a pop at Virgil van Dijk for his lack of leadership?
Yeah, and I think, look, they've had a tricky couple of weeks. They've recognised that, and they've responded brilliantly. And also look at the criticism that's been levelled at Arne Slot.
And I think some of it's been so over the top.
Yeah, but that is the type of performance that shows that those players are fighting for him. Those players are bought into an idea. The only time I ever felt this season where the players look a little bit lost was against Brentford. But in other games, they've bought into that.
I'm not sure about that. There's been more than...
No, in terms of the structure. I think
the structure's been all over the place.
Yeah.
At times this season.
No, but in terms of knowing what they're doing, I actually think that at times, performances like McAllister, he's not been at the level, and we've been far too open in midfield.
Apart from Szoboszlai, I don't think any, and maybe Ekitike, I don't think any of them have been anywhere near good enough throughout the whole season. They're the only two I think can hang their head high.
But I think that's hard. We had this whole conversation, didn't we, at the start of the season about performances, and I got that to an extent because we were winning scrappy.
We weren't playing well.
Winning games. We were winning.
No, we weren't playing well.